start time. Who dis? Very quiet for a bit. Hey! Rhoda, what, old friend? Cheapos, holy crud! What, oh, indeed! Check out that new feckin' badge! Oh, heck, that's dope! Rhoda says, thanks for the early stream reminder. Almost forgot. No worry, no worry. I mean, what can I say? My boss changed the times when we start. Turns out my boss is an ass. Who knew? But holy crud, you're through like
Captain on the bridge.
Yo!
Popcorn day today.
Heck yeah, it's a popcorn day today. Every day's a popcorn day if you control your own diet. Straight feckin' hell. So J-Post, that's 9 feckin' months in tier 2. Holy crud. And then straight, no big deal, but 9 months in tier 3. That's not a small deal. That's a very big deal. That's feckin' old long shit looking dope. Alright, how you all doing? So who else came on in? Dorcas! What a friend. Come on in, come on in. Yeah. How you all doing? Coming to me live! Downtown Seattle. Got my coffee. Starting an hour early. Let's see how this all works. Wraith! What a friend. Coming in, coming in. What's going on? I'm sorry. Hey! Tia! What a friend! Coming down, coming down. We've got far too much good stuff to chat about today. I'm actually slightly worried. We have more topics than we're going to be able to cover in an inordinate number of hours. So I'm just going to chain drink caffeinated beverages. I'm just going to be firing them off. Rodar says, more souls in the menu tonight. Indeed, but in a different flavour. Today we're playing Bloodstained, which I'm sure you've all seen and I'm sure you all know about. But I was very, very kindly given a copy of it last week, and I'm looking forward to jumping into it today. I also want to talk about how this project came to be and how this project came to be a success, because I kind of think it's important to talk about. If you consider the so many other projects in a similar vein were a complete car crash, this is something. Oh, the tunes are a tad loud. No worry, no worry. So Theodora, Justin Woods, King of the Pine Cones. What, old friends? Coming in, coming in. So yeah, we got banter topics aplenty today. We're gonna help Roguelink go through his early access checklist today, which is like all the stuff you should go through before launching a title in early access, which is going to be cool. We're going to be talking about Bloodstained, and I'm going to be showing you all the wonderful Bloodstained art trailer, which was so good. And then we're going to be tearing into it. It's going to be great. Justin's asking, Will, how are you doing? I'm doing wonderful. I feel far better than I have any right to. Though I accidentally got clotheslined in the throat on Sunday night. So if I sound a little gravelly, that's where that's coming from. Theodora says, I'm eager to see the intro to this game, as I've only seen a bit of mid-game stuff. Yeah. God, I haven't even decided who we're going to play as. Oh, it's gonna be stonking. Rodar, if you update your page, it should say Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. So yeah, we're gonna be tearing into Bloodstained today. The other thing that, dude.
Am I late?
My dear Tal, you are not late. Like a Goram wizard, you arrive exactly when you intend to. So, hey Tal, how about that feckin' 9-month badge, right? Cherrypo saying, according to Steam, I played this for 13 hours since Saturday. Nice. And I'm going to be wanting to hear like your thoughts and feels from people going endgame. Ray says they're telling me I don't get a new badge till tomorrow. Shenanigans. Shenanigans, right? But Wraith, we will get to celebrate that then. And it's going to be dope. So yeah, friendos, we got 3 chat topics today. We're going to be doing early access tick list, like practical guide to what you need to do before launching your title into early access. We're going to be doing a discussion on this game today, on Bloodstained, and how they launched and it were dope, which shouldn't be as much of a celebration as it is, but we've seen a lot of other kind of like spiritual successor, like, you know, original creators minus original IP and constraints, and they haven't always been a success. And the other topic that I wanted to talk about was kind of a topic that I put forward on Twitter. It came about from watching Reset the Counter, latest movies with Mikey. The latest movies with Mikey is about Shrek, of all things. And it's actually dope. Not that it is shocking that one of Mikey's episodes is dope, but more like putting forward some very, very interesting artistic questions around Shrek. And the thing is, I don't know heckin' heck about animation. I don't know heckin' heck about feckin' like 3D animation, the films industry in that space. So I had no idea that there was this whole like Disney v DreamWorks rivalry that went down. And reading about that and reading how that like the movie Ants and Shrek were both designed to just straight up mess with Disney was very interesting. So so Mikey put forward the question on his show is like, can you make meaningful art from a dishonest place? Like if you're creating something just to do damage to someone else, or just to do damage at a business level, can you create art in that mentality that's actually meaningful, that has an impact? It's not a question I have an answer to. So yeah, I put it forward on Twitter, and some much smarter people than me said some much smarter things, and I'm like, huh. So yeah. Now, who's coming in? Fiona what? Oh, come on in, coming in. My throat still hurts. Who have I not said hi to? I hope I said hi to Neopale, Beadora. But if I didn't, what ho and welcome. Oh, and if you're wondering what the jams are in the background, this is Vlad 2, a Castlevania remix album by Game Chops. That is fucking dope! It's really hard though not to crank tunes up to drown myself out. Dark Sahawato, friends! How you doing? How you doing? What's going down? Neopale says, I'll accept the first one. Oh, you sound like you need to rest your voice. Oh no, my voice is fine. Just through a dumb accident, I got accidentally clotheslined. So, my voice has been recovering for a couple days. Actually, let me get the Game Shop's link to this album. Wait, no, that's Vlad 1. I need Vlad 2. That's what we're on. Fiona's like, I definitely did not beat Will up by accident. Definitely. So yeah. There we go. So this is what we're jamming on today. So yeah, friendos, so for this week we're going to be mixing things up. I'm going to be trying to start an hour early. I'm going to be trying to start at noon. And then at the behest of my mods, my friends, my advisors. I'm going to go for like 3 or 4 hours, take a break for like half an hour, whatever, and then come on back. And we're going to see how that works for us this week. We might all hate it and we never do it again, or it might be great and we all decide this is the new paradigm. Neopale's like lunch break. Well, I have no qualms eating in front of you lot, and I try and choose food types that aren't horrible to listen to. So, yeah. But it's something that people have been telling me I should be doing more, and I wanted to give it a try. Also, with like the weirdness of like daylight savings and time changes and stuff, a lot of you good friendos are like based out in like Europe and stuff, so by starting an hour earlier, I get to spend more time with you. And that's something that means a lot to me. You all know I'm a feckin' dog. You all know I'm a feckin' dog. Fiona's like, nerd! Aspects what ho? Aspect says early ho. One of those phrasing ones, Lily Longbean, what ho? How are you doing, Lily? Ray says nothing wrong with stepping away from a desk to get a meal rather than scarfing it down to hurry back to get up to us. I mean, it's not been doing me. Hey, Gigglebox! What, old friend? Tia says, got a headache. Whoa. Boop indeed. I've got to get that mix better. Aspects. Fucking thank you. That's a tier 2 for 9 months. Damn, that little boat looks badass. But sorry, go back to the Scythe of tier. Just saying they're gonna go and lurk for a bit as the weather's getting to him. Hey, no worry. I will attempt to be vaguely entertaining background noise, but also I take no. Edmund! Be boop indeed. But people are gonna be procking their subs today, so it might be a bit of a fireworks display. Lily says they're doing okay, having some small issues, but it's nothing too bad. No worry. I hope you got back okay. I'm sorry we only got to hang out for like. Yo!
What hope?
What
Viking
hope indeed?
64 friendo, Viking 64 friendo.
Look at all these teachers. Thank you all, yo. And those little like, I got to admit, the dark gold shit does look really cool. Assuming that we're all like sensible humans and use the night theme. Yeah, and the big celebration. I know we talked about it a lot on Discord, but check it out. The Pride stuff that everyone unlocked last month is going to stick around. Araman says, sticking around for the waffling. We're going to hop out the game since I haven't played it yet and want it to be unspoiled. No worry. Araman, we're probably not going to get, like, from what I've been told, this is a game which has, like, you know, tens, possibly even hundreds of hours of content. So I don't think you need to be worried too much about spoilers. But also, I just like hanging out with yous. Atari Watto, Vanderbeest Jaralan, Alpha of the Deluge, Captain Stephanie Barnes and Arrow Griffin. What ho, friends! So once again, for those of you just coming in, so we're experimenting with times. Isocrit says, I hereby claim the top spot. Well done. Did someone sneak in fried bits, or are they just... No, they were just leftovers from Saturday. Well, congratulations, Isocrit. What will you do with this newfound power? Stepagen, what ho! Charalan, if I didn't say hi already. But yes. So we're going to try starting it. So J-Post throws in 200. And it looks like J-Post actually still unlocked a few more cheers for people. That's dope! So they're still doing unlocks. That's fucking rad! God!
Smile.
Wait, hang on! Feckin', you're playing Feckin'! Ah! Oh, it's going down. For the record, I do not control this. I'm exceptionally grateful for all of it, but it's going down. This is... Rothar's like, Wadoosh. Fucking thank you! There's some Beyblade type nonsense going on. Let it rip. Holy crud! Lily, what the heck? Lily throwing in 1,500 on top of the fucking... Way too sober for this. And the spooky ghost in there as well. Right. So, Lily Longbean, fucking thank you. That's 1,500 bits. That is $15 to keeping this thing going, and I'm very grateful. Rothar threw in 300, Ehrman threw in 300, J-Post 200. Isacrid, you had the top spot for a brief moment. For a brief dizzying moment, it was yours. Lemon God Calvin says, what hell to you? Has anyone not had a hello from me? I think I said hi to Mr. Squarepeg, but if I didn't. Alf said, how did last week go, you numpties? I was watching STGQ. It went much better than I was expecting, if I'm being perfectly honest. I didn't think anyone was going to be here because they were going to be watching that. We had a full day stream of 19.4. God, what else did we have? Yo!
Nothing breaking here, class move along.
Aspects, holy crud! Holy crud! Aspects throwing in another 1,000. That's another $10. NPT. NPT. Yes. Lily Longbean. Aspects. Thank you. Alright. So I've thrown the events list in there if you want to know what we got coming up this week. So today, Bloodstained. Tomorrow we're going to talk about auto chess. I've been playing Dota Underlords. Mostly because I can't remember what my league login is for Teamfight Tactics. 4th of July, Metal Wolf Chaos. And then we're going to go back and try a weird-ass indie horror game on Friday. And then, oh! One and all, this Saturday is the Balu Bowl. Me and Baron Sheep are going to be shoutcasting a giant robot tabletop death match. So if you haven't already made
Stop that incessant clicking.
Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Okay! Lily, holy crud! I still haven't finished my coffee! So, ladies and gentlemen, Lily Longbean just gave out another 5 tier 1 subs. Those went to Marshall
Stop that
Raya, Cypher of
incessant
Tier,
clicking.
Hairy Hair, and King of the Pine Cones, and a cooking noodle, or cookie noodle. Lily, thank you. Alright? Becky, thank you. It sounds like Fiona isn't here to save you. Oh, good.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Again, Lily, thank you. I feel like... I feel genuinely guilty because when you came down to Seattle, we got to hang out for like 3 minutes outside the fishbowl. And that day ended up being a very good day. Yeah, but sincerely thank you. Alright?
Stop that incessant clicking.
So, yeah, as Arrow Griffin says, House Carl never sleeps. They only wait. So yeah, so whoever was asking about last week, we did a wonderful indie puzzle game called Epitasis? Which was real good, but unfortunately I broke it. We played Gatto Roboto, which was
Stop that incessant clicking.
a fucking adorable Meowtroidvania. Friday I played Night Team 4 because I really like Night Team 4. And then on Friday we played Dark Souls together. And we are going to be doing another day on Dark Souls because we all really enjoyed that. We got invaded, not as much as I was expecting, but we definitely had a party. Also, there was a couple of people in our crew, like naming no names, who decided to start playing Dark Souls because we did it together, and that makes me stupid happy. Like, we as a group got to be some people's first, like, foray into the Soulsian universe. And that's fucking cool. Alf says I should look forward to the VODs. Oh, that's a good reminder. I will ping up the VODs while I'm chatting with yous. Kandaran says, what? Oh! Sorry I'm missing GDQ8 all my time. And it's no worry. It's no worry, like...
Stop that incessant clicking.
Fucking wet! Fucking wet! So Stepagen just gave out 4 tier 1 subs. So like, this is happening. And now Stepagen's got a new little cute pink like gift sub package thing. Oh, Stepagen, thank you. So Stepagen's gifted
Stop
subs
that incessant clicking.
were thrown to the crowd and landed on Hibiku, the voice of the Growler, Red Feather, and the Trooper, 402. Fucking thank you. So, yo. Just thank you. God damn it. Fletcher says, what ho? How are you doing? I'm doing laundry.
Stop that incessant clicking.
I am fishtailing slightly, but I'm doing good. Doing good. Back at you, Lemon. Back at you. Fucking god darn it. You're doing a thing.
Stop that incessant clicking.
Let me take a moment to breathe. Okay, okay. Okay. So more importantly, because Wabin, Night Valen, Hibiku, a few other people that might have snuck on through. What? Oh, and welcome. How are you all doing?
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
Castle what ho! How are you doing?
What ho?
What ho indeed. Alright. Oh, lordy, lordy. Leo Pale says, don't breathe, just coffee. I like that idea. So, friendos, quick show of hands. If you don't mind me, how many of you have played this already? How many of you have already had the chance to get stuck into this heckin' game? Alright, so J Post Arden Aspects Cryo Sticks. Arden's actually playing it now. Nice. Legend says haven't played it, but I really freaking want to. Alpha says have not, but I've heard nothing but good things. Well, in a sec, I'm gonna have a video to show you all, which I really wanna share with you lot before we kick off. Alright. Let me just bring it up real quick. Bloodstained. There we go. Alright, I'm very sorry. Dope ass Game Chops tunes, but I need you to take a breather for a moment. Right. So, let us begin at the beginning. I know, classy words from Will. So, during the kind of the heyday, the golden age of brand new, fresh Kickstarters, a bunch of them popped up. And projects like Mighty Number 9, projects like Shovel Knight, Hollow Knight, etc. There've been a ton of excellent Kickstarter ideas that have been funded. And one of the ones that popped up was this, Bloodstained. Now, if I remember correctly, let me get the Kickstarter page up, just so we know how much. Okay, so how much did it close out at? Yeah, it closed out at 5.5 million USD. And the idea was that they were going to create Castlevania without Castlevania. They were going to create a new IP, but at its core and its guts, it was going to be like the Castlevania title. Now again, repairing at this mind, Mighty Number 9 was still a mystical idea that we were all very excited about. A few of the large, high-profile Kickstarter failures hadn't happened yet. And I don't want to go too much into that sphere. We did talk about this the other day, whereby Kickstarter games are only referred to as Kickstarter games when they fail. When they succeed, they're just games. So I don't want to linger on that concept too heavily. But Bloodstained ended up being postponed and postponed. They pushed the launch date a bunch of times, and people were starting to get worried. Much like Mighty Number 9, they released a kind of like a demake, like a low-res, I don't say prequel, but kind of like side game to keep fans ticked over. But like, people were starting to get worried. There was the warning signs were starting to show, just like with Mighty Number 9. So they released this trailer, and I need to show it to you all because it's such a wonderful encapsulation of what to do when stuff starts getting a bit wonky. I forgive if it's a bit loud, but you kind of need a little bit of it. So this was the pre-launch trailer for Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. This was their release date trailer. In case the resolution is very small, these are all just disparaging comments on the game before it's come out.
Forgotten the way it felt. Like uninvited claws.
Natuloy.
How's that for handling your critics? Right? How dope is that? Arrow says, who knew anime power-ups could happen in video games? Imagine my surprise. And also to Hairy Hair, Ark the Conclave. Did I say hi to DX Man? I hope I did. In which case, what ho, friends? So, the reason why I wanted to show you this one is because there was a lot of concerns pre-launch. Yeah, we're doing Bloodstained. Yeah, we're doing Bloodstained.
You get they release all the Kickstarter backer stuff.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes. So if you wanted to pick it up and you weren't a backer, you can go get it, get the secret fight and the other extras.
Ooh. Sorry. So John's been playing a ton of that.
He did 100% it, 40 hours on my first playthrough.
So John's 100%ed it. Took him 40 hours. He's doing another playthrough. Bloody heck. Wow. So yeah. Sorry, the reason why I wanted to show you this trailer ahead of time was just to give like to give context as to the concerns that peeps had going on and how successful this ended up being. At a point where everyone was worried we were going to see another repeat. Now, as I said, I don't want today to be a let's bash Mighty Number 9 type thing. Because video games are feckin' hard to make. To quote Mikey from a few days back, like, every video game is a miracle. Video games are science magic brought to life through techniques which should not work in ways that should never be viable. So this isn't a bash on titles stream, but taking into consideration. Peter was saying, repeat what John said. Some got lost. Oh, just John was saying that the Kickstarter backer content is available for like $10. Anyway, let's get this game all started. J-Bo says, thanks, didn't know about the DLC. Picking it up now. Way cool. God bless Seattle coffee. Alright, I'm trying to keep this as balanced as I can. Oh, I should probably bang out a feckin' tweet. Ah, my ears. Feck a duck. Just get the wee out of me. It's like, please let me listen to my audio options before you drop this on me. Ah. Feckin' my poor ears. Yeah, God bless Unity. Yes, apply these settings. Language English, voice. Subtitles. Oh, and whilst I'm faffing around, my good friend and fellow survivor of Uncle Sonic, Jeremiah Wheeler, is asking, what, old friends? Question, is there a little-known game on the Steam sale right now they think is worth buying? I bought a few things, but the discovery problem has never been more annoying than right now, right? At the point at which you're feckin', it's easy to buy a game and they make it difficult. So, I'm going to throw in my personal ones, which is obviously like Rain World, The Hex, One Shot, what What's another really good gem? Oh, Devil Daggers. Those would be mine. So, yeah. Alright, so let's bring that over here. And let's go over here. Sorry. Just messing with stuff. Yo! Aspects, you freaking ledge! Oh, feckin'. Hang on, I need to jump back out. I need to jump out the title real quick. Ark of the Conclave, we don't actually know Nico's gender, but it is about Nico, yes. Gigglebox says the Yarg was pretty interesting. Yes! It's a great party game. Like, absolutely do not play it by yourself. Save it for cool parties, but hells yes. Aspects, fecking thank you. Alright, so let's get that started up again. Go from there. Jeremiah Wheeler says I could look at your recommended games on Steam. Checking out Devil Daggers looks to be right up my alley. Oh, it bloody is. And if, friendos, if this is the first time you're hearing about Devil Daggers, it's a wonderfully simple game. It plays like classic Quake, and it's an arena survival shooter. You have one attack, you have one level. Survive as long as you can. That's it. Go. That's it. Just do it. Yes. I love it when this part of the show works. There we go. Okie dokie Loki. So, Rothar, thank you very kindly for throwing in some additional bits. Oh, Beodora would recommend Rumu, or Rumu. I always pronounce it wrong. Rothar saying the screen gave me a Dead Cells kind of vibe. Yeah. Though if you think that Dead Cells takes its inspiration from Castlevania, and the lead creative on this was one of the original creators of Castlevania, so yeah, there's a cool kind of like point counterpoint articulation, which I love in games. Like, as an art medium, the great influential titles are still here. The great creators are still part of our world, and are in turn influenced by the people that articulate from their works. Right. Configuration's done. Ehrman says that I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher all the Japanese pronunciations, but Minachu Yamane is the composer who also did Symphony of the Night and many other classic Castlevanias. That's wonderful. Arrow said, so this is basically Castlevania minus Konami being a butt about things. Yes. Now, the two recent Castlevanias done under Konami are interesting. They're not great, but Konami made a concerted effort to try and modernize a franchise and did some really interesting things with it. Are they good? Subjective. Are they interesting? Yes. However, yeah, Konami's financial fishtailing has only been making the rest of us sad. Right, let's just get this kicked off and then go from there. If you have played this, I'd love to hear your thoughts, feels, comments, and what have you. We're waiting for Rogue Link to pop up before we do Steam Workshop, and we've got another art and intent kind of conversation to go through today. So we are spoilt for chat topics. But let's get this started. All right. think McRun fast. Proceed with this name? Yes. Difficulty normal. Doom Ninja. What? Oh, friends. So, alleged saying I want Konami to. Oh.
The Industrial Revolution ushered in a new era
God darn it.
that threatened to transform the values of men.
No, I can't hear
No
this.
longer would spirituality be their compass. Not all welcomed the change. In 1783, just as the fires of the Laki eruption had plunged all of Europe into an ashen darkness, a horde of demons spilled from the shadows and fell upon city after English city.
Specifically English cities.
The Alchemy Guild, fearing the rise of industrialism and abandonment by their wealthy patrons, had done the unthinkable to defend their existence. Through recondite arts, the alchemists had created shard binders, humans transplanted with crystal that attuned them to demonic power.
Those bastards!
They sacrificed the shard binders, and in doing so threw the gates of the world open to demon blind. Countless innocents died. And though the church succeeded in vanquishing the Hell's End, a steep price had already been paid and collected. As for the shard binders, they were presumed to have all died in the sacrificial rite. However, two survived. Jeeble, the boy for whom by some miracle the rite did not prove fatal. Mary, a girl who spared the rite altogether on account of the strange slumber lit her just before it could begin. 10 years had passed. Mankind too soon forgets tragedy. The demons have returned, presaged by a great castle. And on this very hour, Miriam awakens. Upon learning Jeeble is the architect of this new, bloodstained ritual, Miriam and the alchemist Johannes set forth for the accursed
We'll
castle.
see you later, yo.
Their galleon cuts through the water, lancing towards the inevitable.
Johannes.
Yeah, it does seem like the voice audio is very, very quiet. So what I'll do is I'll try and tweak the music down and the voice up so we can at least get it all balanced. So hopefully, I'm still working on the audio of this setup a bit more.
It was Jeeble's doing, Miriam.
Yes.
No mistake.
Alright. I'm trying not to blow anyone's ears out once they finish talking. I'm so sorry.
It's so hard to believe. I wouldn't even be alive if not for him. He's a good soul.
I know how you feel. But the facts are apparent. And the hell he endured 10 years ago would break the best of souls. Miriam, I want you to know that I'm sorry. What my brothers subjected you to, there's no forgiving it.
It was their transgression, not yours. You always took care of us.
Obviously, not enough.
Well, let it go, Johannes. We need to focus on the task ahead. If Jeeble is responsible for the summoning,
I think
then
he's
I have
called
to stop
Jeeble.
him.
I ought to do it. He was my best friend.
Yes, but you look like you'd blow over in a small breeze, so we're gonna handle it.
But I'm the only one who can. The shard experiments prepared me for combat. Let them amount to something. 10 whole years. What put me in that sleep?
I wish I had the answer.
YouTube playlists.
All I know is the spell that stopped time for you was advanced, arcane. But by observing the ebb of the magic's hold on you, I was able to predict exactly when you would wake up.
Oh, I see.
We'll make landfall soon. You should get ready.
Ark of the Conclave asking, which of the two is thick, Jones or Miriam? We can't really tell from this angle.
I had the chest there packed with essential equipment. Now would be a good time to put it on.
Ready? Yeah. So let's just quickly tweak the balance. That should help.
Bloodstained.
Bloodstained.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What ho? Getting awfully close to 10 months.
Awfully close indeed. How's that little gold badge treating you? Fucking hell. Cause seeing all these little... Oh. Sorry, I guess for those of you who have joined us recently, everyone procking their 9 months, that's as long as we've had this. So for as long as we've had the option of... Alright, so that's a dodge. Ready. Got a knife and some kung fu shoes. Equipment. Get it. Interesting. So the choice is between a knife and kung fu shoes. I'm definitely feeling to be more stabbather than anything else today.
Good. You're prepared. The next order of business is to...
I'll take care of it.
Knife says no. The bloody hell was that? Alleged it was Stabitha Christie. Yup. Shard, a crystallized form of demon power. It cannot be handled by an ordinary human being. Counter shot plus Y to trigger the projectile magic. Consumes MP. Bouncing water.
Is that a shard?
I'd forgotten the way it felt. Like uninvited claws scraping across my bones.
That's a horrible description.
The demon's power was transmuted into that shard, which forcibly bonded to the crystal embedded in your body. The strength you gain from it is undeniable, but eventually, the crystal will devour you.
Details, details.
I thought the procedure you discovered halted the corruption.
It did, but that doesn't guarantee you'll be safe if you start absorbing shards in massive quantities.
I know my body's limits better than anyone.
Yeah, you Jake.
And I'm going to need all the power I can get. And if I run into trouble, you can help me. You've done it before.
Thanks for giving me a choice in the matter. Well, just promise you won't...
Promise you won't...
How did they get inside?
Why don't they just shot itself through like a cannonball?
The demons from the castle must have infested the ship.
Then they can help me wake up these muscles of mine. I'll wipe the deck with them.
You're trying to mess with me about the sharks. Good work. Hey, caffeine! What, old friend? How are you all doing? What, oh, and welcome. You're missed out, yo. We've had some moments. We've already had some fucking wonderful Mother Hubbards. diagonal.
Oh yeah. I guess it truly is that time again.
Hells yes. 9 months. 9 feckin' months. How you doing, yo? It's finally happened. The gold ships. Gold ships have set sail. Alright, so I can stand down. So I'm still learning the control scheme on this one. So yeah, we've just started Bloodstained. Had a little bit of fighting on the audio config, and now we're getting into it proper. So friendos, do let me know how the audio balance is. I'm giving it my best. Stab, 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 stab. Increased amounts of stabbing. You can jump. And Chrono Watto, friends. Yes. So friendos, this week we are going to be kicking off from 12 to see how we fancy it. I did tell you all in the Discord and last week. But it's lovely to see you. It's lovely to see you. Alright, consumable items. Got it.
This device responds to magic. Maybe I just need to hold my hand up to it.
Crack this sucker right open. Interesting. So we've got like a right thumbstick. Okay. Interesting. Oh, so that's some NG plus stuff right there. Okay. The situation has been made worse by the addition of yet more tentacles! At least it's not as vicious as the opening to Salt and Sanctuary. You wanna get stabbed as well? What time? I can just keep stabbing. Actually, let me try the... Alright. So that's just a kind of a standard... Some shards. Conjurer's Cerulean Splash. Don't have any manipulative ones. Okay, cool. Great. Harpies. Woohoo! Ding! It begins. What's that? Oh, flaily, tendrily ankle poke. I got no qualms in cheaping that big bastard there. A rusted ring. Lovely. So we begin. Aha! Tunic, you say? Reflective says, no one can say strange tentacle monsters, cute anime girl, I've seen this movie. Reflective, I don't know what you could possibly mean. And let's drop mana roses, which is my mana back. I mean, honestly, I was expecting large pieces of, like, fully cooked chicken inside. So, you know, I don't want to call this game out on its inaccuracies, but, you know, I came here for gigantic amounts of chicken. For my studies, I found the existence of the following attributes. Okay. Why is there a gigantic underground? Can we talk about how there is a gigantic underground bench with moon? We're inside a boat! That's so weird. I should be checking the upstairs. If you're not going to come over here, I can't stab you. Cerulean Splash! Arrow Griffin says that's one heckin' fancy number. We should get one for the longship. That's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout at all. Ding! Oh, I got a writhing limb. Delicious. And a country dress. A damp, soggy country dress. On the top parts. Aha! Delicious increase of secrets. The time before the bear fell. So again, this isn't going to be like a. This isn't going to be a massively hot take for anyone, but I think it does worth saying that it is worth noting that this immediately plays like Castlevania. I mean, like if you played Symphony of the Night, this immediately feels at home. And while that seems like a very basic take, in terms of how many games that have come from spaces like this that have failed to adhere to their own roots, like it's surprising how many. Ah! Damn! Directional flame cannon. Nice! Environmental feckery. My favorite. Shazoom! Bronze and sugar. Well, I know what we're having for dinner. How big is this bloody boat? Yeah, I could quite happily spend an eternity playing this. Just stab that thing in the head. I mean, I'll kill a cannon in a fair fight. I think he's going to start a fair fight. John looks on ever... I wish you could all see the little smile on John's face. Because he's been playing a ton of this and has been speaking very highly of it. So I tell you what, while I'm doing the boring bits of the tutorial, so those of you that have sunk a bunch of hours in, what is the one thing you'd want to tell new players as they're coming into this? Go for it. Go get that. What is the one thing you'd want to tell new players? And I don't just mean like tips, tricks, or hints or anything like that. But what is one thing that shines to you throughout this game? Ah yes, my favorite magical weapon. Gun. Oh, do I get a yellow feckin', do I get a second weapon slot? Answer the Great Blue Huron, what? Oh! Alpha says, you know what we're having for dinner? Oh god, I'm starting to decide the menu for tonight. It's vengeance! So, J-Bo's been at it, calling this Castlevina Symphony of the Night 2019 anime remaster. That's pretty good. Giggle with country dress now available in horrific mildew pattern. It smells like the sea, and not in a good way. You know what? Let's try this handgun. Shit, let's not. So we need to go this way. And Reflective made chili for dinner. Nice! Arrow says, my magic power is gone. Oh no, how could you have known my only weakness? Bullets from a gun. Better than casting fist. So going back in, Osgood says only one weapon slot, but you can get access to loadouts at some point. Cool. J-posters are a bunch of crafting, mastering, systems. Don't worry about most of them until you don't want to. Actually, sounds dope. Alright, let's try gun.
Take this!
Oh, infinite rounds. Oh, that's a game changer. I thought I had limited ammo.
Take this!
Alright. My secret power is gun! Well, aren't you kids gonna be me? So we've got the map of the galleon. Egg. Hey! Stooge! What ho and welcome! How goes it? How goes it? We find ourselves under raid once more!
Take this!
You know what? Guns not suit me. Stabitha Christie is the way we're rolling this one. Ding! Ow! Sorry, I'm not currently providing any wonderfully insightful commentary at this point.
Captain on the bridge.
Is
Yo!
it popcorn time?
The second person to ask me that today. Savage Isocrit, savage. Ice Cream was like, really? Actually, your ding commentary was on point. But hang on. Stooge, fucking thank you. That's... So, not only is that a 9-month combo, that's 9 months a tier fucking treat. That is not a small deal. Sincerely thank you. Sincerely thank you. Did I get a sword? Oh yeah, I did. More stabbing! Oh! Decapitation! Perform 3 spinning kicks by repeating the same command. Oh, but it's got to be for the dragon shoes. Alright, so there's a move list for weapons. Okay. So I have to find the moves first, or can I? There's the fucking bench again! Cool! I think we run faster. Deal with your feelings by stabbing. That sounds legit. Tattered scarf. Cool red scarf there, looking dope. So Stooge was saying that they love this game. It's amazing, and the highest compliment you give is when talking about it, I would mistakenly refer to it as Symphony of the Night, right? It's so legit. And Steel Fox, what ho, friends? What ho? Does anyone see Roguelink? So they were asking us for help with their, let me just check their Discord. So we're asking for help with making game stuff. Oh, they can't come in today. Okay. Ah, Ferus, it happens. It happens, it happens. Right, back to the game. So, we're going to hold fire on the discussion of how to launch your game for early access. But suffice to say, start the process before the day you mean to launch. Do not leave it. Do not leave it to the day of launch, because there is always... Face the dull hammer. Because there is always so much to do. Okay, so I can't get up there yet. Interesting. And Aaron Hawaii, what ho, friend? How are you doing, yo? We just started playing some of this. You a projectile or a problem? You're a ghost. So jumping back in, Steel says, I think I might put my game on for early access. I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Alright, I know you're a secret warrior. Just give up your secrets to me, child. Jump again. Vanderby says, have a good game. My interest have decided to be very blinky. So I guess routine won't freeze periodically. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're having problems. Lamentably, it is not on this end. It is really the only thing that I desperately want to try and make for a partner for, just to get transcodes from peeps. But aren't you an ugly mother hubbard? so I'm not fully at the mercy of the Twitch guards. Ooh, big sword. That's better than a small sword. Boff! Yes! So who is coming in that hasn't got a proper hi howdy from me? Yeah, Sakura says, I sense boss. I don't know what you could possibly mean. Alright. Gotta get the timing right on this big bastard. Beatings. Off! Knock, knock, Mother Hubbards. My magical claymore of victory! Hey, BT, how are you doing? What, old friend? So there is only one way up. But at what cost? What's this? Rudimentary puzzle solving? Hell's yeah! Alright, we got a whip. Now it's Castlevania time. So jumping back in, BT said, had a bit of a rough day, but not too bad all in all. How are you doing, good sir? I'm doing wonderful. We've just started Bloodstained. It is as good as everyone has said it is. And we're going to be having a little chat today about how they succeeded in making a game this dark. We're going to be also talking about a couple of interesting topics that popped up via them Twitters, if you know them. Ooh, goodies. That's a lot of cash. Whip that tentacle to death. Steelbox is asking if you have the whip, but do you have the Nene? I don't think I get the Nene until level 10, but I'd have to ask some of the more experienced players on that one. Oh! Got dull hammer as a weapon. Attack by using the dull head as a flame. That's dope. BT says tentacles and whips. I've learned too much about Will now. Or not nearly enough. That's a boss room. Whip the rats! Nothing personal. More money. Arrow Griffin wants to point out that Nene is actually incredibly hard to get. And it involves a few speedrunning tactics. I had a feeling. And there's another weird sofa. Isocrits escape and shall get no quarter! Ark says, I see that like Castlevania, different weapons have different hurt boxes.
Stop that incessant clicking.
BT, you feckin' ledge. BT just gives the sub to Ark of the Conclave. That's very lovely of you, BT, and thank you. Thank you. Chrono says PSA, eat each type of food at least once, they give permanent stat boosts. Okay. Steel just screaming, sub-only stream! I couldn't possibly comment. But I am always down to scoff some stuff. So how do I bloody eat it? Ooh, right clip. Oops, sorry, bear with me a second. That is the one problem. I know Rami was doing a big talk on this one, but like things that are good for accessibility are great for content creators. Games that allow you to like alt tab out without it unpausing is lovely. Ice Cream says you gotta cook that stuff to eat raw seafood. It says eat it raw. Best enjoyed raw. The fresher the better. Wait. Dezu. What ho? Dezu said, I beat the game and now I learned those boosts are permanent. Yeah, see, still, this is why I say, like, I'm not in charge here. I'm just the human megaphone. My job is to bring everybody together. Y'all are in charge, because you're the ones that decided we're doing a sub-only stream. Alright, I got a whip. Got a sea urchin. That's like one bit I can't get to. Thank you, mate. Plot! And yes, Drakes, I entirely agree. Games you can all tab out of without like losing focus or losing the background is so good.
You've decided to awaken.
Alucard? No, I'm the original character, Gabriel. Alucard? No, my stomach is hungry.
Tell me you didn't do this. It doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, forgive my itchy nose.
How does it not? After all the sins humans wrought upon us?
I'm going to be a boss.
Johannes told me what they did to you.
I like how at the beginning of the show I'm like, okay, we can do some smart, clever, like, industry breakdown. Like, an hour and a half in and I'm just like, Metal Gear Awesome memes.
And you're right, it's horrible.
Good industry breakdown,
but
Will!
what you're doing now is just as bad.
No! No, there you are very wrong. What the alchemists did was reshuffle our bodies.
Oh, Steel says, whack, now I'm gonna do biz dev stuff in a week, send help, and game dev memes. Oh, are you going to develop?
What I intend to do is reshuffle the world. I'd say I've earned the right. Join me, Miriam. You're the only one who understands the pain I feel. What it's like to no longer be human.
What? I never thought I'd hear those words from you. I was the one that came to you broken, convinced I was a monster, and you told me...
So Steel's... Oh yeah, so Steel is going to develop. Steel, we've got a bunch of long shippers who are going to develop. So, if you need more peoples, then we can make that a thing. Wriggling FGC. Wonderfully descriptive username. What and welcome. We've just started Bloodstained, and at some point we are going to talk about like the game devery, the business brilliance behind, well, brilliance. Kickstarter did a brilliance, but...
What ho?
Navalis, what ho? 6 months at a tier 2. You fucking legend. You fucking legend. Sincerely, thank you. Sorry, I guess for those of you who've only just joined us, all the people who are celebrating their 9 months, that is literally for as long as we've had subs available. For the 9 months that this has been a full-time operation, those peeps have subbed, so it's kind of big deal. Kind of big deal.
This is nonsense.
Navalis, thank you.
You told me... Our power doesn't make us good or bad. Our choices do.
And I choose to be evil!
I'd given up on my humanity, but you restored
Not a
my
cult!
hope.
It's not a
Don't you
cult!
remember?
Oh. BT, I'm sorry you're having the internet woes. But it's lovely to see you, BT. And stop on by whenever, friend. Oh yeah, because Steel Fox was saying cult meetup
Stop
and
that
develop.
incessant clicking.
To which I'd say it's not a cult. And oh crud! Lily, thank you. Lily just gifted a sub to Iron Him. Dang. That's a named kill for House Carl there. Which is like more Skeletor. Indeed! Beast man! I can't do too much Skeletor today. I think I told some of you I got accidentally clotheslined on Sunday, so my voice is still recovering. So I get for having a skinny neck.
Master Jeeble, we must return.
Thank you, Hanzor.
Yes. Miriam, I tire of reminiscing with you. You're here to kill me, aren't you? Then first prove you can find me.
I'm Common San Diego. Guess where I am?
Along the way, you'll have no choice but to absorb shards and avail yourself of the powers of hell. If you can still claim to be human at the end of it all, then perhaps I might be more inclined to listen. Come, Gregory. We're leaving.
Grimly!
Oot! Wait!
Also, turning into a moon as your teleportation move's pretty power. Woo! Oh god. Seems bad. Seems very bad. Ow! Oh, feck off. Oh, there's not the reach on that, I was hoping. Ding! Would have been nice if I had that whole Warcraft insta heal on level maneuver. Or, not to be crass, but her bust just did me genuine damage. Woo! This is going to be a challenge. I actually play like I know what I'm doing. Alright. Cool. I got this. Wait, you wait what I need today. And head flail. Alright, let's do this. What was inventory? I guess favorite one of those. Wait, it's
So sleepy. Come, Gregory. We're leaving.
that teleportation anim is still dope.
Debo, wait!
So I can't just lull my way through this game. I've got to actually give it some effort. Alright, friend zones. I'll be back with the bants on this in just a second. Whose tentacle is this? Ding! Inventory. Thank you. Might as well. Potions come and potions go. But glory over gigantic, half-naked sea monster is eternal. Woo! There we go. Ding. First time every time, right? Rashing tendrils.
Just a flicker. That was the Jeeble I know.
Alcohol? What the frick?
Bloodstained.
That was freaking David Hayter! I know that voice. Boat's dead.
Here.
Was this a village? What happened to it? The demons Jeeble summoned?
They've moved faster than we hoped. Miriam, we have to hurry. This was where we were supposed to meet our contact.
All right. But wait. Let me clear the area. There are still demons about.
Roger, roger. Comp says, what did I walk in on? Bloodstained! And I so we covered a little bit on the Kickstarter earlier on in the show. So, yeah, but yes, this was a Kickstarter title. Some of the core Castlevania team came on board to work on this. The idea being to create like a proper spiritual successor to Castlevania without its IP, which a lot of like named creatives have done over the last few years to varying levels of success. There's pretty much like this, Mighty Number 9, Shenmue 3. There's a lot of teams that made interesting games going indie with, and sometimes without the original IPs, been a thing. Now, we're not going to go into the Kickstarter discussion today, because as we were discussing last time we had this chat, what is and isn't a Kickstarter game is entirely based on whether or not that title is successful. Someone pointed out to me, and it just resonated, that we don't talk about Kickstarted games as Kickstarter games unless they fail. Hollow Knight's a Kickstarter game. Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, feckin' loads of titles that we as a group love. Isaac Crid says, can we do a Hitstarter discussion? Do you think anyone apart from you and I will get that? Icegrid says, are you asking for the link? Okay, so what Icegrid's referring to is a few years back, I did a video in support of a band, a LARP band, getting their second album. And so we did what we called the hit starter. Yeah, we're getting thrashing tentacles. What happened was like how to master the tentacle style. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, I've seen that show. That's very Bayonetta. Yeah, so a few years back, there was a Kickstarter that we were supporting, and I did a video in support of, and we called it the Hit Starter, which was I tried to convince people to give money to a Kickstarter while my buddies paggered me with LARP swords, and we agreed that if the band got kickstarted, that we'd do the whole thing again with Doomspade and everything. So Icegrid just linked it.
Kill everything. Everything drops a shard.
Everything drops shards. Right. John's just giving me little like hot bloodstained tips, which is everything drops shards. Do all the murders. And Ledger's got to go do laundry. All right. Oh no! Oh God. Kick that demon in half.
Thank you, Miriam.
Well, I guess we're well known.
You know who I am. And that means...
I'm sorry we couldn't get here sooner, Dominique.
So this is our contact.
Yes, the church sent me. As you can see, I know a thing or two about expelling demons.
Onium's like, I misheard everything drops sharks from John. There are no sharks in this game. I saw you all trying to mess with me earlier.
An exorcist. And we're lucky to have you, Dominique.
And the church you, Miriam. Thank you for guiding her here, Johannes.
You wouldn't have asked if it wasn't important, but you should tell us why you need her. Miriam isn't one to shy away from danger.
Oh, and Kestra, we'll see you in a little bit. Go, do the supper things.
But she deserves to be armed with all the facts.
Yes, very well. I told you when I contacted you that the Shardbinder Jebel is responsible for summoning the castle.
Yes, there's no mistake about that. He admitted as much.
What? You spoke to him?
Yeah? Then I fought a gigantic tentacle monster. Jonas, what were you doing?
Then let me get right to the point. I find it curious that the outpouring of demons, facilitated by one Shardbinder, just happens to coincide with the sudden awakening of the other Shardbinder, after exactly 10 years.
No, that's coincidence, it's fine. Theodora says, so how was your new schedule thing for tonight? I mean, I'll let you know at the end. We seem to have a couple more friendos, and yeah. But it's also, it's what you lot think on it. So that's why we're going to do a week on it, see how we feel, and then by the end of it, we'll see if it works for us.
You're right, it is strange. But the church doesn't get to drag Miriam into this just because the timing is odd.
Oh, do you decide for her then? I asked you to bring her here so she could see the horrors that have befallen the village and make an informed choice. I have no intention of forcing you, Miriam.
You don't have to. I gave Jebel my word that I would stop him. What happened here only strengthens my resolve.
Eddie?
Thank you, Miriam. I am sorry to put it on your shoulders.
She has a boss's outfit. I think she's gonna do us some murder. And this kid's got the survivability of a frightened... You know what? I'm not gonna finish
hello
that.
There. Are you alright? We didn't mean to ignore you.
I'm alright, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Do you have a name?
Anne.
What a lovely name! Anne, you shouldn't be out here. Let me take you somewhere safe.
Like what? Everything's on fire and everyone's dying! Feckin' church, feckin' priests.
Oh, all right.
Come on, this way.
Into another burning building. Everything's on fire! So you're saying that on the shards list, it tells you where if you've missed any. Alright, so I missed one from the heartbeat. And from that guy. But those guys are about. Cool. Giggle's gonna be back in a little bit. Alright, we'll be here when you get back, friendo. Alright. First one has no shard, the rest do. Alrighty. So, something at number 5 we haven't killed. Alright. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So this is going to be our
I did
base of
some looking
operations.
around before, and this place seems secure.
From blob monsters that go under doors? Yeah, sure.
Yes, agreed.
Don't encourage this, Jonas.
Johannes, you, Anne, and I will remain here. We can assist Miriam from safe ground.
Did you just volunteer me for all the work?
What? We can't ask her to brave the castle alone?
Don't be foolish. She is trained in combat. Are you? We would only get in the way.
That's not the point.
I'll be fine, Johannes. Please don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely fine from melty zombies that appear out of nowhere. Good work!
All right. But we'll be here if you need us.
Let's not waste any time.
Let's not.
Come back if you need anything. I'll
get the workshop running.
I know you're strong, but be careful.
I will.
Well, hopefully I can find an item that helps reinforce my my back in this game, because I'm going to be feckin' carrying all of you lot! Feckin' here. Feckin' me. But it's going to make us talk to everybody before they let us through the main door. Smash your legs. Look at all these little messed up paintings.
Dominique, what is all this machinery?
That is photographic equipment we've been working on.
Wait.
Photographic?
To put it more plainly, it allows me to capture images of real life, landscapes.
Oh, Arrow's like, that child's gonna get burned, isn't she? Like, so fast. Like, she's up there with, like, good, mild-tempered anime mum in terms of survivability right now.
What? Really? Can I try it?
Unfortunately, I don't have the silver bromide I need.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I'll just find that silver bromide just lying around.
Miriam, since this is your first time here,
Okay, I'm just gonna.
I would have liked.
Yes, supply post. Yes.
Of course,
Shards,
you may want to and
items,
more.
save, accelerate money, etc. Done.
What are you looking to buy?
Scarves, eyeglasses, scale armor, bronze, a teeny tiny crown, the Garbo hat, some hollow point rounds. It's got. You're a dull blade. Bit of food. Battle boots. Right.
Oh, I forgot to give this to you. Thank you. I invited they all have I'll do.
Thank you so much for your work. Smashes everything. Hey up, lads.
Here she is. You have to marvel at the church's resources. Look at what...
Yes,
so
we know you're a vendor. I got stuff to do. I got stuff to talk about.
So, what'll it be?
Okay, so craft. Cool. So we can make a bunch of cool stuff. Of course we're gonna make a pirate hat! Oh wow. Oh wow, we're gonna be able to cook up some dope stuff later.
I'll go with this.
Yeah, pirate hat.
I like it.
And... let me get an Adachi. More like Yodachi, am I right?
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
Alright, so prepare some food. There's nothing I can make right now. Enhance a shard.
I'll go with this.
Yeah, I'm going to enhance my thrashing tentacles.
Ooh, I like it.
And we don't need cash for the enhancing, do we? No.
I'll go with this.
Oh, but I spent my writhing limbs on a hat. Oh well. Not really flush. So I'm not going to use the Kung Fu shoes. Wait. Alcest cost. Oh, so I need the resources to break it down. Alright.
Once I've transmuted it, I'll do my
Yeah.
best, but when it...
Yeah.
Also, the demon each shard requires... Try it when you get the...
I think I will.
Check out the hat! Yeah!
Also, neither one of us has been eating well. If you bring me the ingredient with proper nutrition and a very...
Eating food for the first time will provide a stat boost. Cool. Oh, so I can go back and farm the ship. Cool. Dat hat. Dat hat. And then there's this bit, which we're just gonna pretend like it's not there. I spent all my writhing limbs on that hat. Frown. Video games are a treasure. Arrow Griffin, just cook the food like a normal person. Alright. Who in the feck are you?
You there? It was awful. Those monsters came out of nowhere. We ran for dear life.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop you there with all your normal person stuff. Hi, I'm a pirate. I'm a sword-wielding pirate demon ninja badass. So I just want you to take this into consideration as you're talking to us.
Where are the others?
Dead, most of them. Those devils have to pay. Those...
If it's with the...
Oh, thank you.
Alright, Lindsay.
Well, Nipper wants you
Yeah,
to
yeah.
hunt.
All right.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Alright, so...
Help my husband.
Got any?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Avenge the death and...
Help Julius kill those murderers.
Oh. Alright, so that person's gonna... Woohoo! Dear monster.
Oh! Oh!
Ow! Whose bat is that? Ding! Oh! Damn if those shards ain't crunchy. Bone toss. Really? Really, Japan? Ah. rightly, I need to kill you several times over. Oh, his head straight off there. Okie dokie, so now we're off the paddling pool section of the game. So I guess first and foremost, a lot of you have put a lot of hours into this game more than I have. And I would be interested to know the little moments of this that have sparked for you. Elf ears. Oh! Okay, so that wasn't what I meant to do. But that was dope. And I got some tomatoes. Yeah, I would be very interested to know the elements of this game so far that have really resonated with me. See, personally, what's been really... Geraldine says you can turn off shot animation if it's too crunchy for you. It's not. It doesn't affect me. It's just interesting is the way I would phrase it. So... Quests at the moment. Kill 5 more T. And target Eager. Sword whip. Lovely. So where necessary we can just have a little sit and chill, okay. Hurl your weapon at enemies. So I guess we've got to learn how to throw a weapon at people. Steel Fox says they have to go. Have fun with the rest of the stream. I shall. Get them mortars, fucking kill them. Critical. Shot! Gale Crawler. Sounds pretty dope. Music seems to have ceased. Oh, straight off there. So one of the things that we've observed from a lot of these like named creative-led projects has been like massive success at Kickstarter. Massive amounts of coverage and support. And then kind of a general, I want to say underestimation of how difficult it is to create a project from scratch without like publisher support and things like that. I don't think it's unfair to say that other projects that have had similar coverage. Oh, I want it. Double guns! Oh, that was just an increase in capacity. Okay. This is good. This is... This is going to be our fast travel later. Okay. Interesting. Bats! Just as a medical FYI, don't bats. I can summon a bat now? Aww. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's no gigantic, massive flame tendril. Fine. Suppose. I mean, bats are dope, don't get me wrong. Wait. Whose harpy is this? Alright, whoever it was that left the harpies out, you know, that's going to be problematic. Now, what can happen when you have a project that has a very, very well-known, very well-respectedly creative, is you can unfortunately end up with a problem whereby you don't have a strong enough management team to deliver a project. You know, kind of the opus mag. Well. Okay. Adventure! Got an 8-bit coin. What is that? Oh, that's sinister. No, I'm gonna keep the elf. Sorry about that. I was like, I had no idea you could break that. You can make alchemy stuff from that coin. Don't. Sorry. So, one of the things that can happen when you have a project that are very, very strongly creative is that your production staff and your management staff. Wrong button. Your management staff don't have the power to turn around and say, well, no. Sometimes, when making video games, someone has to be the grown-up. And so what can happen with these creatives is that they are left to their own devices. And they have an they have an ideal vision of the project they want to create. And this can result in the perfect video game problem. It's not quite the same as feature creep, but like that's bad. But it is a valid concern. Georgia says, was there any hint at all that wall could be broken, or did you just rely on it happening? It just looked like a Castlevania-style breakable wall. When I hit it, it reacted. So, forbidden underground waterway. I might be out of my depth here. Okay, why though? Guess who doesn't know how to swim? Alright, so I can't get to this area yet. I'll have to learn how to do that later. Alright. Night Valen says, I went away for 5 seconds and you found a pirate hat. Hells yes! I used all my tendrils to make it. I got pirate hat. I also got party hats aplenty. I'm up to 4 party hats in here now. Batman! I'm a blamf. Alright, so let's back up a little because we did the underground route, so let's do the overground route. Doors man. No, we're back to where we started. Alright. Let's continue. So I find it very, very interesting this game's managed to bring together so much of the core elements and deliver. Now, if I remember rightly, they partnered with 505 Games, which is always very, very telling. And again, this isn't a snark, but it's just something worth taking into consideration that even with like $5.5 million, this team still needed publisher support to bring this to market. I mean, that money's never gonna get turned. Oh! Well, we nearly got squidged. Wreck your statues! is that classic chick. Oh, you need to stop doing that. 50p says devs. Wait, do you reckon devs or Kickstarter backers? I'll keep lopping you guys' heads off until it stops being funny. I'm thinking Kickstarter backers? Okay. Ding! So cheers for that. I suppose if I wanted to avoid that fight, I could have. What's that? Ah! Harp is on fire. Alright, so we can't get to that for the moment. I guess we get like we'll get double jump abilities and stuff like that later. Decapitation! Oh no, we're just gonna drop in above. A good Tony Hawk's game. And supposedly blue chests respawn when we leave an environment. Oh, dude. We can make that work. Oi, Viking go smack. You want to keep bubbling? I will decapitate you kids till it stops being funny. In front of this cat. Cat murder! I don't mean killing cats, I mean doing a murder in the name of a cat. Can't pet the doggo confirmed. That's what I call petting the doggo. Though I will admit, oh crud! I wasn't paying attention.
Reactor online. Sensors online.
Who's
Weapons
that?
online. All systems nominal.
Doom Brigade, you fucking ledge! So Doom Brigade, how's that lovely little gold setup? Join back in chat. Dodge is saying it looks like at the 1.5k, the 550 and the 1.6k pledge, the development team will create a digital portrait of you and hang it somewhere in the castle. It's way cool. I mean, when doing Kickstarters, anything that allows people to contribute and be part of games like this always works really well. Custom emotes, custom emotes, ways to put characters into the game, like that always goes down a treat. When he killed like 168 demons, it's only been an hour. Bloody hell. I'll take that. So it turns out healing's a nice tree. Oh, what are you doing there? Back! Shite, so what do I lose for game over? Oh, do I lose everything? Feck. Oh well. See, this is that's far more brutal than good old Dark Soulsian type stuff. Rothar says, been fun hanging out, but I'm off. Last night, a mandatory early sleep before summer break. No worry. I got killed by something dumb. I got killed by a bone thrower because I didn't see him. Lost a bunch of stuff because I'm an idiot. Were you use these?
Oh, sorry. I don't mean that as a joke. I didn't die until like 30 hours in. And it was a choice death because I went to prep for a boss to see what I needed to do, and I was like, I know I'm gonna die at this fight. And I want to give you one piece of advice. This is not a spoiler.
Go for it.
But I have to tell you because this drove me nuts.
Oh no, I'm fine talking about all this stuff because like people have been taking me through like you can use the shard directory to keep track of which creatures you've got their powers from.
Yeah,
farming.
There's that. There's a jellyfish. I'm not going to tell you how to do this. It was my most frustrating moment. There are two movement options for underwater. One, you have to actually get a proper movement option. You have to kill a jellyfish over and over until you get a shard. Nowhere does it tell you that. Nowhere does it hint that. Nowhere does it say that. The only way to get to the actual swimming shard is going through water.
Oh, so we have to. It's not the tentacled jellyfish from the beginning, is it?
And you'll find another spot with them that's easier to get to them. But yeah, those things. There's another spot where they're in the castle.
So it's a different kind. The cerulean splash is.
Yeah, so that's the one we get there, and then there's one further in the castle.
Okay.
Where they'll be in a very specific spot.
See, I fucking love stuff like this.
Yeah, it's an great right now.
I fucking love stuff like that.
I love this game. If you need any help or advice, please let me know.
So, what will it be?
Share way too much information.
Yo, just you're welcome to chill and ill. I've gone for the Nadachi to start because that's what I feel like today.
Also, is that a hotkey? Because like I 100% did not hotkey anything for my run.
I just put it on favorite. I don't know how to hotkey.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. I didn't know there was a favorite one. Rob Brillia. Or the Riva Brillia. I don't remember how to say it. That's the weapon you want?
I'll go with this.
If you find it, it will change your entire playthrough.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, I made wings out of bats. I could get a giant axe, but I'm just not feeling that today. Now, I've got me my Nadachi. I'm happy with that.
When you start getting named weapons, they'll have like special attacks that you can do.
Ooh. See, you've got to love all this stuff. So I guess I don't have too much to add to this right now. Sorry, here's me dancing back and forth with a bunch of other stuff.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What does this button do?
My dear fallen mystic, I'll tell you exactly what that button does. That celebrates 9 feckin' months that we've been doing this. Holy quad. I tell you, I would not get up early for anyone other than you lot. Alright? Oh. So, Fallen Mystic, thank you for the 9 months. Tenwin! So, Tenwin, I say this with love. But as someone who thoroughly enjoys like Hollow Knight and games like that, you really need to take a look at this game. Also, what's fascinating about this title is that it went through the Kickstarter ringer. It did all the things which a lot of us believed would create a problematic title, and it ended up being heckin' dope. It's feckin' rad. And David Hayter's in it. Like with a lot of games, it's important to understand why they are good. See, Bloodstained has so much to it, and I'm aware of this. I mean, I'm gonna level with you, friendos. I'm probably gonna be playing a lot of it, a lot of the farming stuff in my downtime. Whether or not you all want to watch more of this, that's a discussion for another time. But
Johannes,
I wholeheartedly enjoy this. Wait, did I get the...
You there?
Alright.
Here's what I've turned up. Help, man.
got any
Here's what I've turned up on the monster. Help.
Alright. There is so much content to this that we might not see the more nuanced elements of this until like 10 hours, 20 hours, 40 hours. What John was telling us earlier was that you need a specific shard to be able to travel at least a little bit underwater to then murder a specific kind of fish to get the underwater powers. That's fucking dope. And far too frequently, especially with games currently, a lot of titles are not confident in their ability to... No, sorry. There are a lot of titles that are not confident in the user's ability. So there are a myriad of different games that I've played, I don't know about you lot, whereby I wish I had been allowed by the game itself to explore, to learn, to understand. People have been finding things just from watching the stream so far today. You know what I'm saying? So I am saying, you know, this was pre-reboots, but I've had a couple of people say that Dark Souls was the best 3D Castlevania. I don't know if and this isn't in counter to your point, Iron. Personally, I wouldn't put them in the same category because there's a core philosophy between them that's very, very different. But it is true to say that that the Soulsian series has drawn a lot from classic video games, especially from some of the original like open world specialties. And I think that's something that is entirely worth celebrating. Now, one thing that might be worth having a little talk about today, because there's a couple of like different industry topics I want to talk with you all, but one of them that might be worth discussing is how many of you are familiar with the indie-pocalypse? And if you're not aware of it, so the indie-pocalypse was a term coined a few years back. This idea that after the initial like huge mad success of games like, you know, Braid, Super Meat Boy, etc., that we were going to have this. There was this gold rush for all of these incredible indie experiences. There was this fear that we were going to see like a backlash. That would the time of being able to be a successful independent developer was already over. Now, that's not necessarily been the case. Now, indie games aren't doing as well as, say, they were during that, like, weird kind of halcyon summer when, like, yeah, Fez, Braid, Limbo, a bunch of those dropped and ended up making a shite ton of money. But we've also seen the rise of the sustainable indie project. Like, I know we talk about it a lot on this show. You can make an indie game. There is nothing stopping you from making your own, you know, Castlevania, but not Castlevania title, apart from time. And Swiftshot TV. What ho and welcome! Says you would go for the pirate costume. Gotta stay on brand, friend. Gotta stay on brand. Whose fish is this? Wow. Kind of great if you would drop whatever your cool power is, but alright. Alright. Not as good as a week, you know what I'm saying? But at least we've explored it a little. But what I am going to now do is go back, save, and try and look forward. So now I know I'm going to play this cautiously, rather than blasé. Marshall said, that was my fish you killed! I mean, there's some bits of it left, you can still have it back. Anyway, so one of the things that was talked about a lot during the indie apocalypse was this idea that, you know, the reason why classic games were selling so well, or reworkings of classic games, was purely through nostalgia. Like this idea that because we're all harkened back to a golden age of game consoles, you know, the time when we were but wee young babbies, that returning to that was a fad and a phase. But what we're actually seeing is that there are core elements that these games bring to us that there is a genuine user hunger for. You know what I'm saying? The interest in games like this, in titles that do similar things. That interest isn't just coming from a place of like cheap nostalgia, but there is something genuine and inherently great with these titles. It doesn't mean we can't improve on them, obviously. From a business standpoint, even in what is considered to be a very saturated market, you can create a title based on classic video games that is as viable as, you know, chasing trends. And I think that's something that's worth discussing. That there is something inherently brilliant with the core execution of titles like this. Sorry, so jumping back in. Oh, Swift said, I forgot about this area. I remember after getting my ass kicked and went elsewhere. Well, Swift, I have to put my hand up and say that I've only just started playing this today. I've been looking forward to this game for a stonkingly long time, but...
It's good to see. What are we transmuting this time?
Oh, so hang on, let me go back to Pyroshade's point. Ishgrid said, so I noticed the technique of sword. Might log in from the archive now. I'll check. Pyroshade says, ultimately, we are an industry, and supply and demand is definitely a thing, which the industry contends with. Which is why it's so frustrating to see AAA companies do certain decisions to make money without trying to satisfy demand. Yes. Now, one of the interesting things is that in our industry, what that supply is not known. Like, our industry is still growing. We have not created every genre of video games. We have not worked out all of the setups. Swift says, we were talking a lot about this at Jaywell's bar a couple of weeks ago. Wait, cool. Wait, was that when we were talking about this, or you were talking about this with Jaywell? But yeah, we're going to discuss it more. Hang on, let me look at the schedule, because we're going to do the supply and demand discussion a little bit more Where is it? No, those are past events. Future events, what have we got coming up? We are going to talk about this tomorrow. So tomorrow, we are going to play Dota Underlords, which is one of this new wave of auto chess games that we see coming forward, which is dope. The thing is, it's another kind of like mini genre that we should have seen pop out of somewhere. And a few companies have tracked that. A few companies have looked at how the market has been hungry for new experiences, specifically ones that seem to come from the modding scene and the modding community. But that's our tomorrow discussion. What's interesting with this is that large-scale production development seems to want to push user experiences in a certain manner. And with indie projects, they are able to ignore and articulate in a manner that the large-scale projects cannot. Now, this is pure conjecture. Pure conjecture from the interactions that I've had at a AAA level, but what happens is that the individuals at a decision-making level, they're old. And I don't mean that in a deflammatory way. I don't mean that in an ageist kind of manner, but they are old and they don't play games. A lot of them don't partake in game culture, and so it leads to the situation where you have an upper management style that is very, very out of touch with both the artistic and the industry side of what we're doing. So they do what they know, but they do it bigger. You know, we're still seeing titles like COD make masses of money, not as much as it once had, but doing the same but big has done them quite well. And to Call of Duty's credit, like, you know, they've at least articulated better than other, like, massive franchises in the same space. But what we're constantly seeing as the big successes are coming from the points where we are repeatedly being told, no, this isn't what we want. And consumers are saying, all right, but, you know, we want single-player games, we want long experiences, we want challenge. And then we're being told by the larger publishers that no, you want multiplayer experiences that are, you know, quick to pick up, quick to put down. As Mr. Ghost is throwing in, the last 5 years, AAA companies have tried to dictate the consumer that their demand is instead of following the trend. Yes, the whole single player is dead. AAA publishers trying to push for some time now. It was, but what was happening from my personal experience was that we were having large-scale projects that were not innovative, that were not interesting, and the consumer was being blamed. So very bland, very mediocre experiences were being pushed at a AAA level, and the takeaway rather was that the takeaway that these companies were taking was that, oh, it must, which of you lovely mother hubbards was that? One of you picked up something from the Humble Store. That's feckin' dope. Thank you kindly. Just in case, because we got a few new people in, we are a Humble Partner. We do have a Humble Partner link. So if you do pick up video games by that, it bloody helps. So Barrett says, if your upper management does not consume the art your company resides in the industry, it can be detrimental. It can. And throughout the industry, we've all seen companies rise and fall. We've seen studios consume themselves. Darkstar. Thank you kindly for that. Thank you kindly. Now, in some regards, the AAA battle method means that, you know, if your game fails, people don't have a home, people don't have a job. So there is a lot of pressure to succeed, and choosing the safe option over the scary option when people's livelihoods are on the line, I don't disagree with that. But one can look at the AAA battleship method and just go, like, you're gambling every time with everything you have. And to continue to do it is to continue to increase the cost, continue to increase the risk. It's almost like, I forget the biological term, but it's in the same way that alligators and certain creatures don't die of old age. they die because they become so large they can no longer consume enough food to sustain their body, and they just kind of die. There's a similar thing at a AAA level. Now, there's a lot of different ways that people are articulating on at the moment, and the data is all there. But yeah. Anyway, let me bring it back a couple steps, because can't cook any food. Dang. Because we are going to cover this in much greater detail tomorrow.
About the castle. It may not be much help.
Just going to quickly save. Because, yeah, we're going to go into this in better detail tomorrow, because we're going to be playing auto chess. And what's been fascinating is how few people in the industry knew about auto chess. And now suddenly, 3 massive companies are all competing in this space. And there's a shite ton of money to be made. So I don't want to eat all our good conversation on that today before we hit into it tomorrow. And on the subject of cooking, the Great Odo Benign is just dishing up salt. How can I not eat cheese? Don't tell me I can't eat cheese! Good. Oh yeah, let's actually just quickly check.
Are you eating properly? So, what'll it be?
Some HP rounds. Some cool looking weapons. Yo! Oh, that's not fair. Oh, that's not fair. Oh my god. Look at how much cool stuff we can make. Dawn Blade, blue skies, boots. Encrypted Orochi. I don't even know what that does, it looks dope. Sword that purifies, spear, God Cross, Eru's sword, mysterious broken longsword fused together with magic crystals, strange rod and axe, forged by souls seeking purification. A cruel and bloody sword of death, merciless upon the flesh. Silent calamity, sculptor's chisel, dragon, gun. Ambivalent, wood bound by darkness. Yo. Anyway, so jump me back in. Oh, Mr. Ghost said, did you not know the main character is lactose intolerant? Pirate said, no, we are not eating properly, less than we are barred from eating cheddar. Yeah. Well, how can I know? It says foods that I can eat. I can't eat cheese. What the hell? We can get any of these. That's dope. Shield weapon. A weapon that functions as a shield. One of these has got to be dope. But it's hard to know, like, which one's going to be a heavy weapon. So, I guess to those of you who played a crap ton of it, do you have any recommendations for these 8-bit weapons? Because I'm getting one of these. The Encrypted Orchid looks like it's like a rapier type weapon, but I'm on it. Candaran says, on Battle Royales, I really enjoyed the Mario Royale for its DMCA. Yeah, but as I was saying, tomorrow we are specifically going to be going into the eyeballs deepness of Battle Royales, auto chess, like market trends, all of those. Ice Grid says, try the orchids. Might be a rapier, though. Thought you all have played this game. The Blood Grinder looks dope. But I have a feeling that it's a heavy weapon. A weapon made by a black dragon who fell in love with a fairy. I mean, I could get a piece of gear. Chrono says, do a Hadouken with the Orchid. Trust me. Done. Tal says the Orchid's description calls it a lightsaber. Thank you, Tal. Right, we're doing it.
I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
So, Johannes, you and Dominique are old acquaintances.
Yeah, you used to bang.
Yes.
Alright.
Take this!
Take
this! Take this!
Oh, I'm gonna have some fun tonight! Oh, I completed one of the quests.
Have you learned anything?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Oh, no, I haven't, because that's what I did before. Alright, let's go find that next save room and go from there.
Take this!
Oh! Batsman.
Take this!
There is one thing that I do want to touch on very, very quickly, just while we're talking about, like, consumer purchasing habits and things like that. There is one problem that we do face in the games industry that is trickier than it is with other creative industries, which is that we have an incredibly vocal core of our user base that doesn't accurately represent purchasing habits. So we have this problem where a lot of the conversation and a lot of the comments around video games don't represent purchasing intent. And that's, I'm trying to think of some good examples. So things like, we've had this a lot with discussions around the mobile space. If you talk about mobile gaming in the active video game spaces, one would be led to believe that mobile gaming is dead and saturated and no one likes it. But in reality, mobile gaming is still a massive part and does dwarf a large proportion of a lot of indie and mainstream video games that we talk about are wholeheartedly dwarfed by their counterparts. You know, what we consider a successful title would get its lunch money stolen by, like, Clash Royale. Shazoom! Entrance. So, one of the things that's been, I don't want to get into it too heavy because, you know, it's mostly a discussion about crappy people. Ding! It's mostly a discussion about crappy people on the internet. But that first-person medieval slash 'em up Mordeaux has been in the news at the moment because when they launched, they only launched with one character type. Now the dev team said that this was due to, hey, Tanari, wow! What-ho, friends! What-ho! Tanari says, I returned from dinner with my friends. It's good to see you, yo. How are you finding the new times? We started an hour earlier today. So I don't know if that's better or worse for everybody. But I will be asking everybody more about it at the end of the week. But yeah. So Mordo, first person melee brawler that's done very, very well. Kind of in the same vein as like... let's try it. Woohoo! Wow, I just kicked his ass. So they've said that they are going to be expanding the number of different kinds of characters. So they're going to be adding, you know, non-white people, non-white dudes, and a proportion. There's been a lot of vocal asshats around that who are complaining that, and it's the usual thing. It's, you know, sexism, racism masked as historical accuracy, saying like, oh well, they wouldn't have. You know, women or people of color in those days. Ooh. Now we've already talked about this one. I've done enough time on. It doesn't change the physicality, so keeping that one. So yeah. Now personally, we've talked about this a lot in the past, but if you don't know my feelings, that argument's mostly weak source. But that's only due to, one of the problems we have in European history is a lot of our understanding of European history comes from how we record data, which is usually through land deeds and taxes. It's the reason, like, we have no idea where Attila the Hun came from. Because steppe tribes didn't keep records, they didn't need to. There's actually a massive argument between varying countries throughout, like, Western Asia and Europe. Because obviously, Hungary wants to say that Attila the Hun came from there because he was such a huge part of their... I mean, the term for Huns in the name. But there's no proof to it. And it was fully believed that there were large amounts of individuals who travelled all across Europe, you know, from Africa, from Asia, throughout the Dark Ages, throughout the Middle Ages. But the problem is, they didn't pay taxes and they didn't buy houses. So we have no way of tracking these individuals and how they moved around. So that discussion back and forth is still a hotly contested one. And it's an interesting discussion to have, like, but unfortunately what we've seen, especially in the gaming space, is a lot of people have used it to put forward some really rancid opinions. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up is that these individuals don't speak for the purchasing majority. They don't represent the majority of people who spend money on... God, that's a lot of blood. Who spend money on video games. But they are the most vocal element. So the developers of Mordho are worrying. They are considering not adding women and people of color to their game because their user base is apparently being so vocal against it. What I'm drawing from this as a CM, as a person who's worked in this space, is that the most vocal elements of their community don't represent either the product or the people who play it. Just a... Oh, who the feck are you? Grandpa?
Miriam? It can't be.
Grandpa? Oh, and Arrow, that's a very good point in terms of encounter to that space. But what I mean to say is that you can't, as a game creator, in a lot of regards, you can't ask your user base what they want. Not to oversimplify, but it's like the old, if you ask video gamers what they want, they just want a bigger horse. They don't want a car, they want a faster horse. Jowland says, bad grandpa. Oh, we'll do him a murder.
Alfred?
Why are you here? Johannes, that fool of an apprentice should have stayed out of this.
You have a lot to explain for. After all the terrible things you've done?
Yeah, bad grandbad.
All that is in the past. I'll not be defending my actions to you.
That's not a sorry.
Don't I deserve it? You were like a father to me.
Enough.
Also,
child.
ticket to what,
I'm
oh
here
friend?
for the book.
Sorry, I saw you struggling
Jibo
there.
has the book.
What are you talking about?
What's an aluminum falcon?
If you don't already know, then let us keep it that way.
Alfred, how are you still alive?
Jonas, how are you here? You could have bloody helped out.
What were you thinking in coming here?
You can answer my question first.
All that matters is that I am alive. You come here for the book.
Wow. Very bad, Grandpa. That's a cracking line, though. He's like, he'll answer my question. All that matters is I'm alive. Wow.
Book? The Liber Logaeth?
Excuse me, what?
Make no mistake. I won't let anyone touch that tome but me.
FYI, someone is already touching that tome who isn't you.
Not even you should touch it. Didn't what happened 10 years ago teach you anything?
I don't have time to argue with you. I just hope you are wise enough not to get in my way.
Note to self, kill Alfred.
What?
You know full well my power exceeds yours. Take Miriam and leave this place.
Leave this place at once!
Otherwise, you will die.
I came here because something didn't feel right. But I didn't expect him.
How did you get here?
Johannes, what is the Liber Logaeth?
As MacGuffin names go, the Liber Logaeth is right up there.
It's a book the Alchemy Guild once possessed that allows for the summoning of spirits.
Caffeine's like, you're a damn teenager 10 years ago, Joan. Right? When the dude looks 20.
The guild used it to bring about the calamity 10 years ago. And the Shardbinder's crystal acted as a kind of catalyst.
A book like that shouldn't even exist.
I know. Alfred must be trying to restore the Alchemy Guild to power. But we cannot let him lay hands on the Liber Logaeth.
He said Cheeple had it. You know, I think I might have seen it.
So Comp was saying, to be honest, games like Kingdom Come Deliverance, I can kind of understand the complaint, but Mordhau is two teams of knights clashing with each other and, yeah, killing each other with frying pans. I wouldn't agree with the Kingdom Come Deliverance one. The only reason we haven't streamed it is because one of the devs is a massive gamergator, and I really don't want to support that. But in terms of the project, like, what's interesting is that you can make as much of a case for and against from a historical standpoint. So it's kind of, you can back your argument from a historical standpoint regardless of which choice you take. I'm not saying that creating a title that's based in a very small town that doesn't... Yeah. But Kingdom Come Deliverance also asks you to create your own character and create your own space. In a time when we know there was a lot of migratory travel, when we know there was a lot of shenanigans going down in Europe. So it's still, yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance still rubs me a little the wrong way. But one of the things we were talking about last night on Twitter, and I'm sorry I mentioned this earlier on in the show, but I want to bring it up again, was, you know, kind of like the art versus artist. So, reset the clock! Movies with Mikey did an episode last night, and if you haven't had a chance to watch it, let me give you the link now, if that's okay. Because it should be a joke.
Well.
Oh, wait. Sorry, if you just heard a little bit of Mikey's voice in the background, that was me getting you all the link. So this is Movies with Mikey's episode on Shrek. What does Shrek mean? And it starts out very funny. But learning the stories behind how that came to be, learning the back and forth on on why that was created was real interesting. But the fact that Shrek and Ants were both two pieces of art that were created to directly do damage to another company at a business level is very interesting. And the fact that Shrek is still part of popular culture today, and whether or not it's from a meme stance or whether or not it's from a real stance, that's an interesting one. Mikey puts forward that whole question of like, yeah, can meaningful art come from a dishonest place? Like, if you're creating art to do a bad, and it ends up doing a good to its viewership, like, where's the artist there? That's not a bad person creating good art. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a, you know, this thing that I love was made by someone who is a terrible trash human. So I found that a really interesting discussion. Give it a watch today if you get the chance. And let's go back into chat, because Salem would like to point out that copper from Michigan, yes, the US state, was present in ancient Egypt. We've got all sorts of misconceptions about how limited contact was in the past. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's how things were recorded. That's not on the ignorance of individuals. That's just a side effect of, you know, how we as humanity have recorded ourselves. You know, the Magna Carta is one that always gets referenced in the UK, which was a feck-off tax document. What if you were a tax dodger? Or you didn't live in the UK, but you were visiting? Magna Carta's not going to write you down. Inem says, as a philosophical question on a large-scale project like Deliverance, do you reckon it's worth to ignore a worthy title because one person found objective? No. Deliverance is a special example because, I mean, Gamergate's not just a hate group. It's a hate group that's gone after people that I know personally and has done more damage to the medium that I love than any other group. Like, they've done more harm to video games than Jack Thompson ever did. And the amount of games that will not be made, the amount of people that will not work in this industry, the amount of people that have been chased out and attacked and harassed. Like, it's not a clashing of ideals. So, for me personally, but because Inem's bring up Silicon Knights, it wasn't Dennis, he just messed it up for everyone else. Right, one of the things I've been saying about Borderlands 3 is that Borderlands 3 looks interesting and cool and fun and diverse and fresh. I think Borderlands 3 is going to be a cracking game. But the reports that are coming out more and more about Randy Pitchford are more and more like, he might be a bad person. So I've been joking, but I do mean the whole, like, you know, scientists have been able to mathematically prove that less than 1% of the development team on Borderlands 3 is Randy Pitchford. And I try and remind things about that. I mean, oh god, there's so much about that guy that I can't say on stream, which is irksome. But there we go. And yeah. My interactions in the before times have been a very stressful one in that, because, like, being at ground zero of, you know, the impact of a shitty person on something that was, and to an arguable extent, you know, that stuff that was created is still a force of good. It's real hard because, you know, myself and many people I genuinely care about were, you know, actively harmed by a fucking garbage human. But during the golden era of that, a lot of good was done. So, like, yeah. Sorry, I'm taking this onto a personal level. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Tull says, I used to think the idea of hold the press a little accountable for how they did things was an interesting idea, and then I met some of the victims of Gamergate. Yes. I mean, Gamergate was incredibly well crafted, and it would have helped if more people in the journalistic space had spent a little bit more time researching and not panicking when it went down. A lot of damage was done because, you know, the games media as a whole was under siege at the same time. they were being accused of being, you know, dishonest, of being distrustworthy, you know, of being like, you know, shills taking money and just selling you games. Like there was this, you know, this Doritos Pope evilness going on. And while there was a lot of shenanigans going down, it wasn't nearly as bad as it was being put forth. But that was just that was an attack vector. Chrono Haron says, okay, what is Gamergate? Okay, so Gamergate was initially, Gamergate was a crafted attack on a game developer called Zoe Quinn by her ex-boyfriend, which accused her of banging journos for coverage. But it was crafted and delivered in such an insidious way as to make it seem as if it was about, and I hate saying this out loud, about ethics in games journalism. It absolutely wasn't. And it transmogrified into an attack group on women, people of color, minorities who were developing video games. But the attack vector, the way it was crafted, used a very, very specific languaging document to spread a message that resonated very well with gaming culture at the time, to mask what was a very, very specific and very hate-driven attack. And it spread from there. So yeah. Alpha says, yeah, it was a very interesting time. Glad the site managed to stay out of it. Yeah. But some sites got suckered in. And some of those people ended up doubling down and becoming very, very, very hate-peddling individuals. A lot later apologized. I mean, okay, we're going to change topic in just a second, but I feel this is one that's worth saying about this one. So, during Gamergate, Total Biscuit initially took the side of Gamergate because he saw a lot of the problems, especially at the AAA phase. I mean, what's his face? Bloody Doritos Pope, who was sitting next to a pile of Doritos and a pile of Mountain Dew with Halo in the background and telling you why you should buy Halo. Like, there was some really, really skeevy stuff going on. Now, not as bad as the old Virgin Interactive brown paper bag across a table. Like, you ever wonder why Cool Spot got perfect reviews? Look up that. Now, Total Biscuit would later on go on to apologize for these actions, not realizing what had gone down. But the thing is that it struck such a chord, and the original assholes that crafted it, they had like a whole wording document in the same way that one would do like a marketing campaign. They created a campaign, but it was a targeted attack. There was wording documents, there was how to discuss your conversation, there was how to attack people in both the media and in the games industry. And people lost jobs, lives were destroyed, and it's harmed our industry so much. And these people are still operating. You know, there's sites like Kiwi Farms and stuff like that are still targeting, you know, trans folks, people of color, people of minority, anyone who's like, maybe what if every protagonist wasn't a white dude and then is suddenly set upon? There's still this hate core, and they're still using this cloak that they are somehow supporting games, that they are somehow sticking it to the senses, sticking it to the person. Whereas, in truth, Gamergate movement has been the only real, like, effect, has been the only massive negative effect I've seen on games. I would love to sit and tell you, friends, that there is a social justice warrior council out there stopping sexy video games or violent video games and being like, aha, and we shall destroy them through video games. There ain't. What we're seeing at the moment is this wonderful renaissance where we get dope-ass violent video games with sexy characters. For everyone. More sexy characters. You know, there's a drive in the industry right now, not for less, but for more. And I think that's cool. Anyway, I wanna bring that little topic to a close, because for a lot of people that was a horrible time, and for some of them it's still going. They're still under siege. And what we saw when The Escapist did their article on this, what was it, earlier in the year, like, it's still going. It's still going. So, Thank you all for letting me vent on that one. Going back to the previous topic, we will do a stream on Kingdom Come Deliverance. I won't advise that people spend money on it because one of their lead creators is still very, very Gamergate focused. And it's for the same reason why I will continue to tell everybody that Minecraft was either naturally occurring or developed by Heihachi Miku. And also, you know what? Props to Microsoft for taking Minecraft and keeping it alive, keeping it something special, because I tried to think what would have happened. And yeah, I would much rather spend an hour singing about great representation in games than bashing down others for doing it bad. Oh, no, Einem, this is a lovely conversation, so you do not need to apologize. Like, I love hanging out with all of you lot, and I love talking about this stuff. I don't like dredging up the bad, but we have so many, and I almost... Okay, so we had, so it was the Seattle Pride Parade on Sunday, and I was invited by some of my friendos to come along, support, drink, hang out, and there was a moment where we were at the bar, and like, Lucifer's there, full rainbow wings. I was wearing the most horrendous, I was wearing a vest tank top, it was like 2 sizes too big, of a sloth riding a unicorn. The unicorn's breathing fire through its nose. The sloth's wearing a pirate outfit and has a lightsaber. Like, we got silly. And all I could think is how lucky I am. I'm lucky to have so many excellent people. Like, in the Longship, we have so many different people from so many different backgrounds. And you know what? We all chat. We chat back and forth. We get on. Like, you know, I can't even begin to list the different kinds of peeps we have. But like, you know, we have people who have served aboard submarines. We have people who are like literal game devs right now transitioning. We have, you know, people who have been industry pros for like 30 years. We have brand new fresh-faced mother hubbards who will be releasing their first game this year. Like, we have so many great people. And we all get on. We put compassion first and we talk back and forth. And this results in this incredible group of people. We are essentially the proof that it can be done. But, you know, I don't want to be hella cheesy, but love does win. So yeah. Yeah. I wanted to post that, but I drank so much that no one wants to hear Will's drunken thoughts and feels, yo. So yeah. I tell you what, do you want to see a picture of Will looking like a trash fire? I think I've got one somewhere. I think so. Because at least that's something entertaining as we move on. Hello, little hearts in chat. As like I keep telling you all, like, I'm the feckin' lucky one here, because it's like, you'll keep me around, so I get to do this on the daily. Marsha Rayer, it ain't cheese at all. You know I love you, though. And it's feckin' good. Alright, so I'll throw it in cons and meats so I can bring it up. That's a really good photo of all of this. The fact that I wasn't hungover Monday morning is criminal. Alright, so there's a real good one. There's a real good one of all of us at the bar. Lucifer looking dope as hell. And I know I've got a picture of my vest here somewhere. Because it was so loud. Yeah, there we go. So let me just bring those up for you now. Because why the heck not? Now, personally, I hadn't actually been to a pride parade before, and I think I spoke to you all about this because, like, I'm not against it in the slightest. Oh yeah, here we go. So this was my attire. Check this out. This was my shirt, and not because I'm against it in the slightest, but because it felt like being a tourist. Like, you know, being openly, visibly queer means a lot of people give you a lot of shit for no reason. Like, it's feckin' hard. Coming along just for Pride for me felt like being like, oh, well, I have it easy mode the rest of the year, but now you got drinks, so now I'm gonna come wave a flag and hang out. But the way my friendos put it to me was like, no, come out, support everybody. You know, that's what you're doing. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And yeah, and this was the squad at the bar. Look, everybody being cool kids. Oh, no. And I think Amanda got me with a got him. Oh yeah, and Stu just sharing the video. Molly wouldn't let me have a drink unless I said I am a pretty princess. So let no one say that I back down. Kesh was like, look at the cool kids. Yeah, it's been being here at GameWorks has been heckin' dope, and I'm looking forward to doing this a whole bunch, y'all. Neopale says feathers, right? Like. That was Lucifer's setup, and Lucy absolutely won. They brought the thunder. There was even a bit where, because I got invited to the friendos that invited me out don't really dig the crowds. So they wanted to watch the Pride Parade, but they didn't want to go down and get crushed in. So we went to a rooftop, like a rooftop bar, to watch it. And there was a moment where Fiona just turns to me and goes, hey, that's Lucy! So I run over to the balcony, lean over the edge and just scream, hey! I know that demon! From the fucking rooftop. Oh, anyway, derailed the video game a whole bunch.
Considering the situation we're in.
Yeah, that's... Oh, it's a crit with there. Let no one say Will is not a pretty princess. And Stu says, Lucifer is an amazing person, absolutely.
He must have gotten his hands on it after surviving the sacrifice.
So now I have to stop Alfred too.
Jumping back in chat, Comp says, just think about it like supporting. If you think the worst of your good intentions, life won't be as bright as it could be. That's a good point. That's a good point. So yeah.
No, let's focus on Jibo. If we can get to him and the book before Alfred does, we'll kill two birds with one stone.
Stop killing birds!
Good point.
Dominique might know what to do about Alfred in the meantime.
Alright, so I guess that's meant to be the hint of go back and talk to Dominique. Got a lightsaber. So yeah. Video games are still the medium that I love so much. Sure you can. Alright, let's see if I can find that save point first though. Yeah. That's it. Pride was heckin' awesome. And I'm super grateful to all the friendos that let me come along and be a part of it.
What hope? Sorry about the audio levels last night. Ooh.
No, dude. So, firstly, Clank Crusher. What, old friend? Yeah! Sorry about the audio levels last night. Oof. Nah, it was all good. Nah, it's all good. I haven't messed around with the Kung Fu shoes yet.
Kung Fu shoes have a movement ability that allow you to spin kick through the air. So if there's spots where you're like, oh, I don't know how I get to this ledge.
Wait a feckin' second.
Do a quarter circle forward in a fireball motion. You can do that 3 times in the air. If you do it quick enough, you can
That's my movement.
I'll leave you with that.
John, you fucking legend! Okay, that's dope. Yeah, so I'm super grateful I got friendos that brought me along, and... Oh, I hate to do that. I mean, the ghost is dead.
Does Samuel Jackson know you have his lightsaber?
Nope, and I'm not telling you. Oh, you seem to be a...
Take this!
feel you. Ice says, wait, what was that technique? So if you equip Kung Fu shoes, you can do a triple air kick, so you can go... It's a Street Fighter... Oh, but you need magic for it. So some of the areas I haven't been able to get to yet, I'm going back. I'm gonna get those goodies. So Arden, what, oh friend? Conversations, you haven't missed... Wow. You haven't missed too much. We talked a little bit about, like representation. Well, no. What we were talking about is,
Captain on the bridge.
Yo! Sorry, I did not finish that thought there, and then Shackle's like one. Ho! So how are you all enjoying your new gold boats? Pretty dope, right? If you think it has been 9 months since we got those commissioned, I spent 9 months making for you all to be able to see those. Oh, feck off. I ain't dying to another one of these bad words.
Golden long ship time, friendos.
Woo! Thank you, Shackle. Looking real good there. Looking real good. Can't believe it's been fucking 9 months. Oh, the save point was here all along. The save point was the friends moved along the way. Ticket2 says, Twitch! Why did you do the other day? Soon. And Stu's like the golden ship's very spiffy, right? So if we have a look at the map, where was that bit where I couldn't quite get to it? Oh, there isn't too much. So Arden says, okay, have you run into the first castle boss yet? Not yet. And Clank says we will never forget the victory of the war in Triplicate, right? And I know I said this a shit ton on Longship Day, but I hope you all know I do not take you lot for granted. Like, you all kept me alive when I couldn't work. Remember that time where Caffeine gave me money to get my hand x-rayed? Do you all remember that? Why did I drop that jump? Actually, I'm gonna go just say it because I just remember. Although I will admit, it's one of the few things that I do feel a little bit of like smug pride over, that I did still stream for a whole week with a broken hand. Like, no one can ever question my dedication to you lot. Arden says, have you noticed the down kick yet? I don't think so, but John just showed me the move where we used the Kung Fu boots. I don't think I have that yet, Arden. But I do have a lightsaber, so I'm happy. Both toss. Where were we? I like this. So what we've also said is we're saving some of the industry conversations for tomorrow. because tomorrow we're going to be playing auto chess. And I know a lot of you, it's like 50% of you have played a crap load of it. 50% of you have not heard of it at all. And I think that's going to be a really good like biz dev discussion, because yo, that's a thing set to take over. Oh look, he thinks he's people.
Take this! Vapor!
Tentacles! Tentacles. Why does it have to be tentacles? Welcome to the Gardens of Silence. Maca weed. What the fuck is that piggly thing?
Take this! Take this!
Oh, piggies! Don't make me kill them! Oh no, they pop! No! Tigadu says, well, okay, many of us heard it because you did mention it literally the other day. True. And Tenori Wows, I love Missy Netto, right? Bayonetta is a treasure. I mean, hell, I don't want anyone getting all hot under the collar, because some of you are still at work and stuff, but, you know, I could talk about Bayonetta and Bayonetta's hotness till the cows come home. Because in case anyone was shocked and surprised by my opinions on this, more sexy games is good. It doesn't always... Are you a baddie? Well, I can use my new trick over there. Sure you can! Sure you can! Heretical grinder. Extend a shaft of rotating blades. Vanderbeest says auto chess. It's like chess with the pieces replaced with cars, and it's a demolition derby. But for some reason, Vanderbeest is from the Midlands in this region. Morgenstein. But now we know if we go for the Kung Fu shoes, we can now do this. Max HP up. Also, I failed to count to 3 in French. We're just not going to discuss that. My old French teacher would be livid. Vagabond, what? Oh! Vagabond says, the All Midlands remake of The Longship. I don't think we're quite ready for a remake of The Longship yet. Maybe like a Blu-ray re-release. Longship Greatest Hits. Itchy scratchy, yummy tasty. This seems bad. You'll notice that moon's surprisingly close. Ding! Ooh. Fly trap, place a rocker weed on the ground. Nice. achievement that I would might have a... I kind of feel bad because the Moko weeds look like they've fallen off something. They're just crawling. John's looking over my gameplay like a... I want to say like a proud parent, more like a troubled parent. Like... Oh, ghost powers!
I hate you so much right now.
Why?
I didn't get that power until like 32 hours into the game. It's so dumb.
Do you just tentacle that knight to death?
But I just wanted it. It's not a little ghost that keeps bumping into people. So it's just like
It's a little ghost friend.
Yeah.
I'm so okay with this. Wait, it went down?
You'll get a sharp portraits that you'll like even portraits, Castlevina stuff.
Oh, cool.
You'll eventually find some of those, and that's really game.
Oh, dreadful lag. Sorry, John just popped his head in to say he is This is a problem. Damn it! Alright, I'll have to come back. Please. Oh, I ain't going out like this. Oh! I'm just going down to say this way. Better the devil you know. Barnaby says, this is nice to make interesting noises. Also, what I'm really digging about this game so far is that both... And I know this sounds really, really contrite to say, considering the development team. But the team on this really understand what made Symphony of the Night so much fun. Like, wholeheartedly. And at the moment, like, I'm just having a bloody good time with it. Like, they've minimized the amount of feckery one has to do to start getting into the action, start finding stuff. Yeah, I've got potions. Probably. Now, the farming elements of this game are going to be fun. I know that I'm going to be playing this on my downtime. It's really good. So, like, the story doesn't matter. It's a nice little wrapper, you know, nice little bit of the old Chosen One special. Ooh! Passive shard. Sword experience. Single-handed sword club damage. Nice. Nice. And the lightsaber's a single-handed sword. Lovely, lovely. Alex says, "What's a Castlevania?" Well, it's like a regular castle, but it's Vania better. I was going to say, by the way, has anyone mentioned that if you master a technique, you can use it for all weapons at the same class? No, so can I now do the lightning thunderbolt move where... Or do I need to do more to master it? There you go. Peg, peg.
Take
Ooh. Right. Let's go get those goodies. obsidian equipment are. Ooh. Get him, tentacles! Ooh, you tested my blade. Well, that's not good. I didn't think walking into an Iron Maiden was going to be good. So what was that? Oh, we took our Elfies off. I guess we must have lost that weird, creepy ass. Well, that wing's pretty cool. So equipment. So we've got a long sword. Some of this be right weird. Sorry, jumping back into chat. Warhorse keys required. Alright, Vanderby says, I feel like she's been yelling pirate phrases and pirate facts. Oh, feck off! So close. I don't want to play with that guy just yet. I mean, I've got up to 50 pirate facts. I'm giving it my best, friends. I'm giving it my best. Ticket 2 says, when's the break happening? Well, we can either do... We've got a good group of peeps so far. So maybe I'll do the break in 40 minutes. So we'll do a break at the 4-hour mark. How does that sound? And we could do a break at the 3.5 hour. Oh! Just a fun little fact there from Inu. Their local bartender has very similar tattoos. Alright, I am actually going to use one of the healing items. I'm not going to get myself killed over just stupid. I'll make some more potions later, it'll be fine. It'll be fine! Gives me something to grind for when I'm not hanging out with you lot. Ah. Fucking dogs! Oh crap. Whew. Got a fucking blunderbuss. Do that way. So Asperios Unlimited says, do you do VR? Asperios, I'm not currently set up to be able to stream VR. I'd like to. Lethal boots. My boots are lethal.
Do you VR?
I do not do VR. Well, I don't have the setup gear for it. I'm not against it.
You're not against it?
But, yeah. Ooh. Well, I did say today I was going to be taking a break, so... God bless, no full damage in this game. Oh, that would have been mortifying. All right. Level 11, looking good. Swinging a lightsaber. Feeling fine? Oh, actually, there's a good one. Let me just quickly check what our the free video games up at the moment are. Biakuas. I think it's one we played a while back. That's because we've got a lot of new faces in chat. Oh, holy crud! So the current free game on Epic is The Last Day of June. So this is a very, very feelsy art house game. I highly recommend it. We played it earlier in the year. I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it. The next free game on the Epic Store is going to be Overcooked. So, no big deal. No big fucking deal. And what was the other one? Oh yeah, the Steam sale's still going on. So while I do want to say, please pick up stuff on Epic, I'd also much rather you all be nice and fiscally happy. I was talking about this with a few people over the weekend, which is like, you know, always make sure you're okay first. Like, the survivability of Longship crew members is very important to us. Navala says that, yo, you can get Cultist Simulator with Twitch Prime at the moment. Nice! And if you haven't played... Why did I affect that jump? If you haven't played Cultist Simulator, it's so good. Like a single-player deck-building card game where you make a cult and it all falls apart. I mean, I don't know anything about making cults, but I assume it's a big deal. Item says, was Last Day of June the one with the chibi red-headed girl often against a grayscale background? No. That was the one where... how to phrase it? Ooh, a melting skull. How very delicious. Made. Take this! Yeah. Lightsaber power! Yeah, Ice Grid, that's a better way of describing it. Last Day of June looks kind of like a kind of claymation... It's interesting. It's interesting. And for the grand price of free, it's not... It's worth your time. As a game, it could have done a lot less. So I'm trying to learn when my attacks interrupt. Yeah, guess who's going to be spending days?
Reactor online.
Yo!
Weapons online.
Back at
All
yes!
Wait. 9 months already? That means it's just a bun in the oven that's not overcooked. So, the eating of fish and ramparts can roll on.
That sounds fucking cool. Actually, you know what? That's what I'm going to do for... I'm going to try the fish and chips here at Gameworks. That's going to be my little lunch treat. Are you a baddie?
Fancy a ride, lady?
Excuse me, sir! Buy me a drink first.
Why? Are you offering one?
I'm a professional.
I could take you someplace most interesting.
Alright, coachman, wind it back. Wind it back.
The rub, of course, is that obstacle standing squarely in our path. See?
I doubt I would be able to push it aside.
No! No!
A shame.
Innuendo, no.
Giant hand. Ah, the wild and crazy things one could do with a giant.
No! Innuendo, no! Yeah, hint, get a giant hand. Anyway, Greenfire. Fucking thank you, yo. Happy 9 months. God, how long... It's crazy to think we've been kicking ass for that long. Oh, I haven't been down this bit yet. Ding! Wailing on plants. What are you? Max HP. Now, big. Such an asshole!
Take this!
He's no!
Take this!
Piggy no. There's such a wonderful sense of whimsy with some of these creatures as well. It would have been real easy for them to go hella grimdark on all the creatures. But instead they've gone for like fun and variety. I really respect that. 6 pairs of feet with in the David Hasselhoff voice. Come on, get into my coach. I want to drive you home. I can't do the Hoff voice. Just so long as we're all aware. Alright, so we gotta get...
Did someone say drunk Castlevina type game?
They didn't, but I really wish I had. We really need to take advantage of how good the bar is. Although, friendos, I am going to try and ease off the drinking for at least a couple of weeks. For the Pride celebrations, I drank for 14 hours. And we drank an ungodly amount. And I woke up without a hangover the next day. That means my body is basically still in trench warfare. So I need to let my body recover. Eat tentacle! Ooh. True arrow, loosen arrow in designated direction. Items as well. As a fan of Grimdark, I think it lands better with some juxtaposition. Yeah, I think it. So one of the things that a bit of whimsy allows you to do is if you start with that kind of whimsical flavor, what you can do later on is you can go full dark. Yay!
Happy subversary, you magnificent mother hubbard. You are a good man, William, less than 3.
If I'm a good man, it's because I've had a wonderful crew of people to inspire me to be worth all the time. Oh, fucking come over here. I just shoot him with a gun.
Take this!
Go for the lazy murder.
Take this!
So what it means is that if you start with this kind of art style that's very colourful, very whimsical, when you want to do something really messed up, you can. Whereas sometimes it can be harder to crank that, sometimes it can be harder to crank up the grimdark. Upgrading that heretical grinder. Cool. Spin moves. Oh! And here's our transporter. You're all saying I have to spend a resource to use that though, right? But yeah.
Take this! Take this! Take this! Take this!
Fucking dogs get real interrupted me. Ooh. But yeah, sorry. Lizzie, happy 9 months. it still boggles my tiny mind we're doing this. But we're doing this. Is that a boss? Music changed, I don't like it. Music changed, I don't like it! There we go. Now I've saved. Everything's okay. God, we've already been playing for 2 hours. It feels like I've been streaming for like 2 minutes. Alright, so that is a boss door design. Alright, let's give it a shot. I've saved. Make the rest happen.
Stop right there.
David Hayter! I loved you in Guyver!
I knew what you are. That ghastly air about you. You reek of sorcery, Shardbinder.
What? Mommy.
Yeah. So Iron, you are exactly correct, but I don't want to bang that drum too hard just yet because at some point this year we do need to stream Lisa. It's not going to be nice, but it's important. You know what I mean?
Ah. And what am I to make of you?
Me? I am your execution.
More like David Yater, am I right?
Take this!
Oh, look, he got himself back in grappling hook.
Foolishness.
Coming or...
Take...
How did he fucking counter lightning? Choose! No! Ow! Cheating bastard! KO! Oh! Six Pairs of Feet is asking, is it actually David Hayter or Sandlot Live? No, it is actually David Hayter. Oh yeah, Gigglebox, that's a good point. Fucking Rikiri counted me. I liked it better when I was the only one that could do the Rikiri counter. Yeah, Alpha, you're correct. He does have a grappling hook, which makes him scientifically better than me. Alright, let's do this.
First time every time.
Who was that? Thank you, Vanderbeest. Ow.
Foolishness.
Hey, I'm just gonna go over here. Ow! Oh, cool! Oh, now he explodes! Cool! Deadly ankle style, how'd you like it? Yes! I got an achievement called Samurai Showdown.
Zangetsu.
More like Wangetsu. Got him. Ah. Adam says, if you throw David Hayter around in excitement, does that make you a David Yeater?
Here we go.
How many times do I have to tell you? Our enemies are the demons and those in league with them.
And I say, what is the difference? The alchemists were the gunmen, the shardbinders the gun. All must be dismantled.
Well, aren't you just a barrel of laughs?
In the case of the alchemists, you are right.
Also, thank you, Tiny Spooky Ghost, for Tiny Spooky Bits.
And must pay for it. But Miriam is not like them. She is fighting for us, at great personal risk.
Really? You forget how many of our friends perished for similarly misplacing their faith.
I just like the Miriam is putting themselves at great personal risk. Splash cut to me basically just bouncing those little pigs and giggling.
And do I look as weak? Look closer.
I was bored with her anyway.
Oh, you take that back.
Do your job, Zangetsu. You need to put a stop to Alfred.
And also, there's a lot of stickers on your
And I will. But you listen to me, Shardbinder. If you value your life, then stay out of my sight. You can hold me to my word, Dominique. But don't presume to tell me what else I can or cannot do.
Grumbly, grumbly, grumbles.
I apologize for my acquaintance. He had no right to speak to you like that.
Wait, that's the bit you're apologizing for? Not the flamey death or the explosions, but his curt tone?
Pay it no mind. I've been through worse.
I want you to know that I trust you, Miriam.
Oh,
And
Dominic's
nothing
gonna be a
anyone
baddie.
says could ever sway that trust.
I am calling it now. I'm gonna have to beat the snot out of her at some point.
Well, you have my thanks. It's nice to know that I have someone on my side.
I'm going to be a boss.
Zangetsu is a demon hunter from a land far to the east, in the tumult of a decade ago.
He is every teenage lad's, every teenage weeb's first love character. He is D&D personified.
Perhaps even longer. Demons robbed him of everything precious to him, and he's despised everything to do with them since.
His backstory is so edgy and dark! The thing is, because this game isn't taking itself so seriously, it's genuinely endearing. I am saying, if I hide David Hayter with the I'll use my current boss. Actually, I believe that under specific circumstances, he's a playable character, but I haven't worked out that. Alpha with, you're not apologizing for the explosions? And Dominique's like, no, of course not. Did you see how cool those were? David Hayter. Sorry, John just looked around at me and I was like, David Hayter. David Hayter. Ice Grid says, I'm astonished you haven't mentioned Bleach after hearing the dude's name. Say what?
Bloodstained.
Bloodstained. It's from the original creative team behind Castlevania. And it's fucking dope. And we just encountered David Hayter.
This game destroyed all of my gaming for a week. I didn't play anything.
Oh, you played it?
His strength, however, is second to none.
I love Castlevania games.
I saw it for myself. I could tell he was holding back, but he was a handful regardless.
Maybe it was a lack of conviction that dulled his blade.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I'll be off then. I mustn't leave Anne alone for too long.
No worries. Always lovely to see you. Also, how do people keep coming all the way from the village to here at the perfect time? I'm doing all the bloody work here. And we're back into the skies.
It has been 9 moons and the sails is set to the ships of gold. For they bearing banners of dark night and golden ships like the sun. As we sail in the dark night sky. Hail the sun, the hour.
Well, I don't know what that specifically was, Greenfire, but that was lovely. And thank you not just for the bits, but the cool art. Whatever that was, it was feckin' rad. So thank you. Can you, like, Greenfire, it's been 9 months we've been doing this for realsies. Like, yo. I don't have a more clever way of putting that commentary than just saying, but yo. But also yo. Also, I don't know if you saw it on the Discord and stuff, Greenfire, but all of the pride cheers are being kept as permanent, which is feckin' cool.
Take this!
Presume to attack me? I just beat David Hayter in a sword fight.
Take this! Take this!
This might be me out of
Take this!
But here's a save point, so there we go. Six Beds of Sea was saying, this track is going to be major. Now, I always pronounce it wrong, because I don't know why, but my brain has always read that as Ys, like YS. And I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation or what have you. It's like how Kai Christie in Guilty Gear for me was always KY Christie. Don't ask me why. Could just farm that guy until I get his powers, but there we go. Clank's like, wait, Thick McRun fast? Hell yes!
Take this! Take this!
It's slightly annoying that my attacks can get interrupted real easy.
Take this!
My super whooper attacks, I mean. But there we go. Nothing worth doing's ever easy.
Take this!
Ooh. Skill shard, a magic that permanently affected by acquiring the shard we turn on and off inside the menu. Does not consume MP. It's possible to call up state of the shard. Wait, where? That was a little bit confusing. Did I just get like another...
Take this! Take this! Take this! Take
Oh! Feck! I just got a thing and then I died! Oh! Damn it! Alright. Well, I guess we gotta give that one another shot then. Acquired the sharpest of razors. If you need me, I will be in my room, crying. lion. Oh. Alright, so we get to summon a little dino friend to come hang out with us. Now, John was saying that his favourite was actually the spooky ghost portraits. That was one of his favourite abilities from his playthrough, so we'll see if we manage to acquire that one. And friendos, what I'm going to do in... so I'll tell you what I'm going to do in about 10-15 minutes is I'm going to bring the stream to a close. We're going to take I'm going to take like an hour break or so, and then come back. So I'll finish at 4, and I'll come back to 5. How does that sound? Now, we're still experimenting with this, so this is not necessarily the new paradigm. Because the thing is, you all seem to don't mind me eating and hanging out with you, so it's not like I'm missing out on food if I don't. Meowkatitsuru says, does break involve food? I am going to eat, yes.
Take this! Take this!
Yeah, we out. We out.
Take this!
In the words of Sir Vanilla Ice, fuck. Catro says, I have not stopped using the bunny morph shard. That, I don't know if Jaralad's in chat, but that might be a clincher. That's a day one sale for them right there. Ice Grid says, the best skill hands down is summon chair. Yes. I will admit, someone showed me some fan art of that, and I'm like, this is a game that understands its audience very, very well. Right. Lethal boots. Take any equipment? I got the stone mask, but I don't like that. It's kind of creepy. Shards, still got... so you'll have to explain to me how to if I can use that one at some point. Alright, dear friends. So I tell you what. So we are coming up to the 4-hour mark. I'm going to try doing this whole sensible break thing. Now, one of the reasons we are trying these things out is because a few of the Longship crew have expressed a concern that I do stream too much. Now, I'm not suffering any medical illnesses, I'm not having a bad time, I do like hanging out with you all. Now, I've got another 10 minutes. Yeah, let's just do some farming and while we chat about this. Now... Ooh. There we go! Dagger expertise. Lovely. 6 bears is like bronze doth streameth too much. It's been commented upon. And it doesn't mean that I can't stream like later and later in the evenings, but it's just, yeah, just looking at different ways of, you know, keeping this all sustainable, you know. It's something a lot of people have told me I should be doing. So, who am I so arrogant as to not listen? And maybe it's great. Maybe we hate it. Kestrel says, I'll be back, Little Bear wants to play Minecraft. Well, if I'm gone when you return, Little Bear, if I'm gone when you return, Kestrel, I will be back in about an hour and 8 minutes from now. Let's see if we can kill that big bad word. So I might go back and just slammed up that little item I managed to score. Although it is only dagger expertise, it's not like a big win. Slay. Whoa! That's what I get for being fucking cocky. That's what I get. Alright. I'm gonna take this as a hint from the gods. Whichever gods, I don't know. But for some reason they find me entertaining and they keep me around. So, I'm gonna take a stop and a breather. And I'll be back with you all in an hour. I'll probably be blepping on Discord and stuff like that. Gonna eat some food. I know, so exciting, so exciting. So it is, yeah, for now, in exactly 1 hour, I will return. Now, Meowkis says Sun Gods, Isaac Screaming Gods, probably the Screaming Gods. I'm gonna try the fish and chips here, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, so look, again, thank you all. Let me do teeny tiny, because the only problem with doing it like this is I can't do the credits at the end of the day, so I've got to do it in 2 stages. So yeah. So, where are my tunes? Yes. Here are my tunes. Actually, no, let's go with this one. Actually, I'll take it back. There we go! That's a little bit more styling. Right. So, as you all know, this is our 9-month celebration, and more people are procking them, and it's making me dumb happy. So fucking thank you. Those of you who have chucked bits as well, like, that is literally why we get to keep doing this on the daily. So fucking thank you, alright? I doubt I thank you all enough, but I'm gonna. Catro says cure hour-long mosh pit. LOL! Well, anyway, to Caffeine and to Tenwin, thank you very kindly for donating cash money dollars. But as I said, bits are the absolute fucking lifeblood of this operation. So to Lily Longbean, Aspect, Ehrman, Rothar, Stormscale, J-Post, Vanderbeest, Shackled to Comes, Isaac, Great Oda, Penidas, Hardy Green Fire, and a Spooky Ghost, thank you kindly. And I get to thank all our mods today. So to Caffeine, Lizzie, and Tarlicus, you are the best team a ginger ass could ask for. Thank you. For those that subbed, resubbed, or were the recipients of Housecarl's incessant hunts, I want to say thank you to J-Post, Firestraker, Tarlicus, Aspect, Berriman, Vanderbeest, Marshall Rhea, the Cypher of Tyr, Hairy Hair, King of the Pine Cones, Cookie Noodle, Habuku, the Voice of the Growler, Red Feather, Trooper, Kestrel North, Meowth, Kitty, Sakura, Caffeine, E-Teeth, Stooge, After the Concave Nefarious, Iron Imp, Doom Brigade, Fallen Mystic, Clank, Crusher, Shackled, Harness, Asadi, Green Fire, and Lizzie T. Pow! With a special shout out to Lily Longbean and Stepper Jen, who were just like, boom! Subs for days. Oh. Right, you lovely, lovely Mother Hubbards. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna get a cup of coffee, and I'll see all of you beautiful, beautiful people in an hour. Alright? Alright? To be continued. Right. I'll see you all soon. Wait, no, hang on. Wait, what buttons?